Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of the Relic Runners. I am your GM, CA or Christian. You may hear me referred to as either, and either is fine. Before we truly get into it, I'm going to let my players give the highlights, then I'll give a recap, and then we'll get into session. Without much delay, let's start with UA. What is your highlight?
Sparring with Pip.
Yep, that is fair. That was a very good moment last session.
It was very anime.
Very animu.
Sugoi desuka.
Sam, what was your highlight?
Callie picking on Shush, saying that Pip learned to fly before him.
You monster. You monster frisbee. Bio, what was your highlight from the previous session?
The drastic tonal shift of trying to talk about deep, dark, like everything's awful. We're hunted by these dark forces, influenced by them beyond. I'll kill you if you kill me, is sort of talk. And then on the other side, it's like, do you believe that everyone can be redeemed? Yeah, I do. And I feel really good about that. I'm glad you feel the same way. It's just the fucking same time.
Rolls up newspaper again. Do I have to use this on you two again?
Yeah.
At least you're honest.
You better keep it handy.
Robot, what is your highlight?
Speaking of too edgy, the fucking board games with Nefkanir. It's so good.
Alright. I think outside of that, I'll get the music started as soon as I am done with the recap. So, last episode on the Relic Runners, the party began the first leg of their journey to the settlement of Jidag. Boarding the Red Scale, the party met its eccentric crew and got to enjoy a surprisingly relaxing ship ride despite the strange company. The party engaged in some friendly sparring, banter amongst themselves and the crew, and board games? Now on the last day of their travel aboard the Red Scale, before being dropped off to continue on foot, we rejoin the party. And I'm going to go ahead and get the music started and turn off the slideshow.
You forgot all the aggressive wood carving.
That was your job. If that was your highlight, you need to state it.
Oh no.
And all the microaggressions. There were plenty.
Yes.
It was really microbrewing. A real microbrewery.
I'm going to take away your Red Bull if you don't stop. Alright. So, we rejoin the party as on their final day aboard the Red Scale. It is roughly morning time. You guys have just woken up, and Scrub, as he always does, has left you guys breakfast outside your guys' door. This one is, I would call it a simple egg porridge with some green onions chopped on top of it. It's not the most exciting meal, but it is a meal. And considering that this is pretty much what you can assume is standard served on the ship, it's not that bad. It'll fill you up. You guys are currently inside of your private quarters. So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and get talking into it before I start interjecting with NPCs, so you have some time to get into it. So.
Waking up in no particular order, I suppose. Just,
I'll go ahead and do it. Everyone roll initiative to see the order we wake up. As a 6. A 6.
1.
A 20. Somehow this is of no surprise. Pip is the first person to wake up. As you hear the knocking on the door that you recognize as Scrub coming by with his daily deliveries of nourishment, as breakfast is ready.
He'll go and open the door. If I remember right, he's still same room as Gaius, right? Or what was it?
Yeah, you guys are all in the
Oh,
same
right, same room. Right, I remember now. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. Okay, yes. Pip will go and open the door. Oh, hello. I'll let him know. Thanks.
No problem. You know, same deal as always. When you're done with the bowls, just, well, I mean, not for you, but, you know, for the organics.
Of course, I'll let him know.
He seems to be hesitating or something. Captain Cragmore said that this is your last day on board the ship.
Seems so. Time's been flying.
Yeah. Gonna miss you. You're a good conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we'll see each other again. If not, I'll, figure out a way to contact you. Gaius knows a little magic, I think.
He gives a nod as he's like, before you guys leave ship, maybe come and see me. I think I have something I can give you.
Sure, I'll let him know. We'll definitely do that.
He gives a nod as he scampers off.
Okay, I guess Pip will be nice and arrange the table or whatever before everyone's fully awake.
Alright, we'd say that probably the sound of everything being arranged on a table is what wakes up Shush.
How was your sleep? He seems kind of like genuinely curious for some reason about that.
Pretty good. Why?
Oh, you're just moving around a bit in your sleep. Wondered how much that would affect it.
I just kind of like do like
Go ahead.
stretches, like stiffness or anything.
You may roll insight.
I
I just rolled it in case he wanted to.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
What have you been doing?
He keeps silent at this question, though obviously he's hiding something.
Frowny face.
Ignore the construct, COVID. You need nourishment. Enjoy your breakfast.
I don't know. That's so funny. Okay. Shush just kind of like looks around, just in a weird, okay, and I guess helps Pip finish setting the table.
And when you finish setting up the table, that's probably when Gaius and Calligraphy kind of wake up at roughly like within seconds of one another.
Morning. Is that egg fried rice?
Morning. Oh, by the way, Scrub said he has something for us. We should see him before we leave today.
Oh.
You two got really close this week.
Well, I had to do something during the day, at least.
Suppose so. And yeah, Kelly will hop out of her makeshift hammock and head over to the table to eat.
Well, as was described, it's a very basic egg and rice gruel, egg and rice porridge with some green onions on top. You're actually a little bit thankful for the green onions because they add a little bit of add a bit of color and even a bit of extra flavor to it to keep it from being a very basic and
Texture.
from being like
Basically all of the things that food require.
Yeah, it stops it from being like eating paste.
Hey, green onions are a magical thing
Yeah.
when added to stuff. So
That being said, yeah, rice.
It's also one of the best songs ever written.
Rice porridge, green onions on top, and water on the side. Which I don't think anyone here would complain about water. Oh no, you're giving me water to drink? How
Water?
dare you?
No.
But yeah,
I'd rather fresh water.
after you guys have finished breakfast, I'm going to use that initiative roll to determine it. What do you guys want to do? Starting with Pip. Where would you like to go? Would anyone you would like to talk to first?
Well, Scrub did mention that, but I guess that'd be a little later before we go. I guess maybe go see if Richard needs any help in the med bay? Just to pass time? Because he does have that function. Maybe he can actually do something in there.
Alright, yeah, no, actually, I'll do that scene right now. It makes sense. Alright, so, Pip, you head over to the, med bay. I will make sure before I do it. Is anyone else going to go to the med bay with Pip? Just because I don't want to have to post hoc, like, move you there and do some finagling things.
I got some ideas.
Okay.
No, I'm not interested in dealing with the medic.
Shush? What about you?
Shush is
Going
sure.
to the
I think
med
it's gonna-
bay or not? That's all I
no,
need to know.
no, not the med bay.
Okay, I'll come back. Don't worry, I will come back to you once it's all been settled. Alright. So, Pip, you head over to the med bay. It's probably you've done like a couple of times during this 6-day journey. Boredom dictates that you would not probably spend all your time with Skrulp, seeing as during lunch, breakfast and lunch and even dinner time, he has to go and do his job.
Yeah,
So
he's
you-
got work to do.
So you head over to the med bay where Richard is at work. Surprisingly, not as many lizard folk in here, just the one with the broken arm in there today. As when you walk inside, Richard turns to you. Do you require healing?
No, I'm just here to pass the time, as usual.
Good morning, Pip. Pleasure to see you.
Morning. Doesn't look too busy in here today, though. I guess they're not beating each other up in the ring quite as much.
Fang had a meeting with them yesterday about such things.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't encourage him. Didn't mean to.
Oh no, you can't stop them from being violent. It's in their nature.
Microaggression.
He just kind of nods. So, I guess most of the injuries, the more serious ones, are from outside the ship then?
That is correct. Most injuries sustained on board this ship usually involve something that was either acquired outside of the ship or through an accident.
Oh, well, I don't suppose there's much I can do around here to help then. Most
No,
of my...
not really, but you can help me organize these medical supplies if you have nothing better to do. Seeing as you've interrupted my morning ritual.
Sure, yeah, I can do that. You don't need me to know what any of them are, right? Most of my stuff's
They're
automated.
all labeled. I assume you can read.
Well, I can read common, and I can read, yeah,
That's
common.
all that. Why would I have them? You know what? Arguing with another construct is a fruitless endeavor.
Right, yeah, organizing. And he'll just get to that.
So you, I'll just ask for a general. I know some sounds strange. Just roll me a medicine check.
This is gonna go bad. Yep.
Oh, good lord. While in the midst of organizing some of the medical things, you put a few of the things out of order, which does perturb Richard, but he doesn't seem like too angry, just kind of like grumble, as he kind of
Like-
goes behind you and fixes it.
Like, put them, like, alphabetically when they're supposed to be, like, what they're for or something, or...
Yes.
Yeah.
They're arranged by name and not by serial number.
Oh god.
Or something like that.
Eventually, someone does come into the med bay looking rather sick. What appears to be a dwarf of all things, as he's like, Oh, Doc, you gotta help me. I don't feel so... Great. All over my floor. Get on the bed, please. Pip, you're not busy, right?
Nope, not busy.
Assist me.
Alright, I can do that.
We're going to pump his stomach. You're going to what? Shut the hell up. We're going to pump his stomach.
Alright. I wonder, with the healer feat, would Pip even... Would he, like, automated... How do I word this? Would his automated systems know how to do that? Or would I need to do another medicine check?
Roll me a check with your poisoner's kit with advantage.
Oh boy. That's something I can do. Let's see. It's intelligence. Advantage.
Perfect. So... Really, all Richard does is strap him down as he tries to fight against receiving medical treatment, as Richard seems to be having none of that. As, essentially you prepare what is ye old-fashioned, epicat, and administers it to said dwarf, as he proceeds to continue to vomit, until his face no longer, is kind of greenish in color, and he's like, "Oh, I feel much better now!" Good. You will stay inside and receive bedside treatment for the rest of the day for dehydration. You have lost a lot of liquid. Thank you, Pip. You were surprisingly knowledgeable on this thing.
Yeah, I've got my moments. Kind of a bit of the group medic, but not really a
You are
doctor.
the one who provides medicine for your group? He seems...
Yeah.
Like, his face seems to light with, like, concern.
Yeah, but it's more, instinctual rather than learned, if that makes sense.
I will be right back. He says as he walks back into the medical area and comes back with a textbook and slaps it in front of you. This is a gift to you. You need it. Badly.
Another book, and he'll, like, pick it up and look at it.
It is a book on the proper treatments of basic medicine. It does not go into advanced medicines, but it covers such things such as how to splint an injury, how to bandage a boo-boo. The kind of things that you need to know.
I mean, I can do that.
Also,
just
it has a comprehensive guide on how to apply stitches, which seems very necessary for your group. They were covered in injuries.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to explain it. I can do those things, but not if I think too hard about them. I don't know if
And I want you to be able to think about what you are doing. That is a very frightening statement to say that you automatically do it. You must think, otherwise you could hurt your patients.
Okay. It just, like, puts the book in the bag of holding.
He's not taking no for an answer, that's the problem.
It's a threat.
Right. Thank you for the gift. I will study it during the long nights when my
Please do not
group
kill
is...
your companions.
He just kind of goes a little bit quiet on that and looks... his posture shifts slightly, like he's been affected by that. Right, I'll try. I'm trying my best there.
He puts a hand on your shoulder, and with the metallic clink of it, I believe in you. If I can learn how to do medicine outside of being a construct specifically designed to do medicine, you can learn how to do medicine as well.
Give a firm nod. Thanks.
Now, do you require anything else?
No. No, I don't.
Then I would ask you to... He actually stops to think about that for a moment. I do not require anything else. Thank you for asking. It is very rare that people ask me what I need or what I require.
Alright, cheers. I'll see you around.
Cheers.
And as he like slips quickly out of the room, good luck with the spill!
Oh god, no! Pip, come back!
Oh, that's a lot of vomit.
He asked him, does he need anything else?
Yeah, that was slick. That was slick. Alright, as Pip, you slip away. San's having to clean vomit. Next person on the initiative, we will go with Shush. Where are you heading to?
Shush is going to that training area, and he's just gonna, like, check out the training swords and like do maintenance on them, make sure they don't have splinters on them, that kind of stuff. Just as like a martial, not training, but like discipline exercise thing.
Yeah, no. I would say, do you have proficiency with either woodcarver's tools? I mean, just woodcarver's tools, really.
Not specifically, but like I was taking this as like a thing. Is this is probably something that like training paladins would have like had to do.
Oh yes, I would give you that one. So I will let you roll an intelligence with advantage, but just a flat intelligence.
Cool. I'm glad it's advantage because that's my dump stat. It's fine.
No, there's a bit of wear and tear, and you don't really see the tools around here to fix that. But you do your best with what you have, like picking out splinters, and like anything that seems a little bit too damaged. You just kind of scrape, even make an attempt to kind of scrape off the damaged parts, because it's like, yeah, this ain't good. Like this equipment has definitely seen better days, though. You imagine that it may less be that the equipment doesn't receive adequate repair, more that a bunch of lizard folks, dwarves, and mercenary types beat on it every single day and night.
Right.
Eventually, as you are inside this room, though, Teferi enters, as he takes a moment, stares at you. What are you doing in here?
Well...
Relax, I'm not grilling you.
I was looking for just something to do, and I decided, well, we used to have to do maintenance on the training equipment, and I haven't done anything like that in a while, so as something to do, decided to see if I could do that, and it looks like nobody's doing that, and that worries me.
Roll me a persuasion with him with disadvantage.
Yeah, I thought that was about to happen.
DC is 15. Yeah. He grabs the wooden sword from out of your hands as he holds his hands over it, wiggling his fingers slightly, as you see the wood start to repair. I do this every morning.
It gets that bad every morning?
Yeah, no one goes easy here.
Lizard folk are scary. Is that a microaggression?
No, it's a compliment. Flips his head fin. Where's that Pip fellow that I see walking around?
I think I saw him going to the medical wing.
Ugh, I don't want to deal with Richard. Well, since you are so willing to check out this equipment and fix it up, I'll let you get to it. I'll go behind you and fix anything that you're not capable of doing. Sound fair?
How'd you do the cool thing with the... Oh, wait, it's mending, isn't it?
He gives a nod. Sometimes the ability to cast a cantrip is a very useful thing. Some wizards like things like prestidigitation. I prefer a good mending.
Well, I did go paladin instead of cleric.
And then he just grabs another training sword and gives it a once over.
The entire time you are in this room, Teferi just stares at you without saying anything, and it is a little unnerving. And it's like, his intent may not be to be intimidating, but it's just what he's doing.
Still gonna point out,
Am I doing it wrong or
No,
something?
you're doing fine.
You're staring at me kind of hard. like.
Am I bothering you?
I don't know if that's fair because I'm kind of in your space, and so to be in your space and doing this, and then
You're helping me do
saying
my
you're bothering-
job. Therefore, I should be appreciative of you. Fang taught me that about being Sokol.
Yeah, so cool. Well, I mean, Fang's right, but also, you should also, you also shouldn't be afraid to not let people into your space if you feel like people are encroaching. It's like a give and take sort of thing.
You sound like Fang.
Is that's good, right? Or is that bad?
Look, I don't hate my brother. I just don't agree with the way he does things. Ever since he kind of took over the tribe, we started doing things that were more diplomatic. And it bothers me sometimes. Like, he's much less about solving things with force. And, like, it's smart. I get it. But it's boring.
Probably also makes your neighbors happier and not all, wow, these lizard guys suck, let's kill them so they stop sucking.
But sometimes you need that, though. Otherwise you get things like Skrelp.
What's wrong with Skrelp?
He seems like genuinely surprised. He can't fight.
Don't you need non-fighters to do certain things? Like with Skrelp, he's a cook guy. You don't want your cooks fighting necessarily.
Fang can cook.
Can he cook as well as Skrelp?
Cooks better than Skrelp. It's just Skrelp's just good for carrying stuff around.
Oh.
And like, you know, you could just get people to do that. It doesn't have to be a lizard folk that's gonna have kids someday and make lizard folks weaker. This sounds probably gonna sound really weird to you. There's a cultural difference, is what I've been told.
It's not my culture, but I get it. If that makes sense.
Do you?
Well, I mean, I've met groups who are very tribal, and that's generally how they approach things. Is we need to keep our group strong. I don't know that
the dead fuel the living. That's the saying. Teachings of Uyeva.
The dead fuel the living.
Yes. You know of Uyeva, the goddess of nature, right?
Familiar.
It's a pretty consistent saying on the more primitive side of her teachings. The dead fuel the living. The strongest survive. This is why this whole civilization thing feels like a perversion of the natural order to me. And yet I've adapted to it, he says, gesturing to his armor. But Fang tells me I still haven't perfected the art.
From what I understand, and I'm not as well learned as others could be, is that civilization comes about when there's too many for that to work. And so you either keep the numbers down and those numbers are low but strong, or you have this network of a whole bunch of people and the strength becomes the number of people, and then civilization comes about in its own natural way in order to handle the large number of people. And then through civilization, the strong will rise to the top and the weak will be kept down, at least in...
So society works the same way as I understand it. It's just you guys take more steps.
And it takes many more generations for things to change.
Seems inefficient.
And yet, it's the dominant way of doing things. So clearly, there's something about it that works.
He stops to ponder on that for a minute. Maybe there is something to it. I don't know. That seems more like a social thing than an intelligent thing to me.
And I don't actually know either. It's just kind of how I feel having been in it, but it's what I was born in, and so it's kind of what I was raised in, and...
Okay, but does your society look at something like a skrelp and go, that's normal and that's okay?
We need people to move things around. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, but he's purple.
What's wrong with purple? I like purple.
It's weird.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but that's what's unique about him. Maybe he'll get along with somebody specifically cut because that person likes purple, and so he'll have happiness. Whereas in another or more tribal society, he would have never had any sort of happiness. Civilization gives a place for those people who wouldn't be able to find a place anywhere else.
Like, that makes sense. I get that. I totally get that. But why? Why not just let the strong rule and do everything?
Because there's different kinds of strength.
Oh, that one seems to have made his head explode as he's just like shaking. Oh God. You and Fang really would get along. I'm sick of this. I'm gonna go puke over the top deck. Nice conversation. He says as he walks away.
I hope it was a nice conversation. I'm not actually sure how I feel about that. It goes back to the sword.
Alright, so for calligraphy and guys, I would like you to both re-roll initiative for me because you guys tied.
I mean, I got that one.
I'm asking you to re-roll it.
Okay.
Take this boon.
Alright, 16. We will go to calligraphy next. Calligraphy, where are you headed?
I'd actually like to go visit Glebe again. To make sure I visit before we leave. I want to, one of the important parts is I want to gift him a, doodle chart of facial expressions with, descriptors next to them, including negative ones, because even negative feelings are valid.
That is fair. So you head down, guys, would you be heading down to the engine room?
Yes.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm going to combine you two together. What is your goal in the engine room? I'm glad I asked that. So.
My goal is Logar, but Gleek as well, because I try to hang out with both.
Mm-hmm. Gleek will probably be busy with calligraphy, but I will try and give you a little bit of time. But I will allow you full reign to Logar.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's fine.
So, calligraphy, you and guys both seem to be headed the same way down to the engine room. Not too surprising, while you've been hanging out around a lot with Gleep, guys has hung out a little bit with Gleep as well, though he's primarily hung out with Logar during said time periods. And when you guys arrive at the engine room, you kind of split separate ways. As you find Gleep, you kind of have to. It's one of those things where the advantage of one of the advantages of you not wearing bulky armor and such is that you can kind of squeeze into some of the smaller and you having a genuinely smaller frame than your average person, is that you can kind of squeeze into some of those places that Gleep can get to, though definitely not all of them.
No, but Tama can.
Yeah, Tama can. I'm gonna guess you're gonna send Tama to go.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that was actually probably a game they played
Alright.
at some of the points while she was trying to learn carpentry from him.
Alright. So you go ahead and send Tama to go retrieve him through, like, some of the pipe work. And it doesn't take, even 10 seconds before Gleep pops out of a pipe. As Tama flies over your shoulder. Jubilant smile. Good morning, Calligraphy. How are you doing?
Good morning, Gleep. I'm doing okay. I believe this is the last day we'll be on the ship for now. We're about to reach our destination. And I wanted to give you something.
Sorrowful but curious smile. What is it that you intend to give me?
And she will pull out the sheet of paper where she's kind of drawn different, like I said earlier, different facial expressions and like meanings for them and things like that, just for reference. And there may or may not be a couple doodles of Gleep, but with face on them.
Tear-filled smile. This is nicer than what I deserve. Why would you give this to me?
She seems genuinely taken aback. This isn't a lot, but I thought you might appreciate it at least. I don't know that you really want for a lot of things when you're here, so I'm glad you like it.
He takes one of the ones that is like a smile and puts it over his squishy face. As he goes, people do not often give Gleep gifts because I am strange, and some people think I would destroy their gifts because, well, he kind of extends his arms and does a little wobbly motion. People assume that I am slimy, but really I am more sticky than slimy.
Kelly knows what a gelatinous cube is, right? Or no, not in this area? Arcana? I want to test that real quick.
Yeah.
12? Okay. Well, it's not like you're acidic like a gelatinous cube or something.
I have been called that by people. It is very offensive.
I'm sorry. I definitely don't see you that way. But thank you very much for teaching me this week. I don't think that these are really much payment, but if I see you again, maybe I will have something better to give you next time.
Well, seeing as you have had a gift for me, I have a gift for you as well. I shall return shortly, as he sucks up into a pipe. And I'm just going to switch to guys for a minute, but I'll come back to you. So guys, you find Logar currently taking the shape of a... Ooh, today's thri-kreen.
Interesting.
Boy.
As each one of his arms is actually being used to essentially screw or turn something individually. As he stops for a moment, as the head slightly turns around. Oh, Gaius. As the mouth parts which shouldn't be able to speak if he were a true thri-kreen are speaking.
Evening, Logar. Any assistance say?
His form changes as he turns into an elf, which is a form that you commonly saw him in while he's here, as he adjusts his little Coke bottle glasses. I can't really think of anything today, save if you want to help me install some, lay down some cables.
Sure. I believe Aura said he was busy today as well, so I won't be running off so early.
That's fair, that's fair. The cables are in the wire over there. I'm sure that you can identify. I'm sure by this point in our teachings, you can identify which cables I am needing. They should be size 3.
Got it. As he goes to get them.
60 watt power, please.
Understood. So the gray ones.
Got it.
I believe you already knew that it was the last day, given you knew estimated travel time.
That is correct. I'm gonna miss having you on board, at least for conversation.
Likewise, though perhaps eventually we'll get back on the ship.
Would you mind assisting me with this?
Sure thing.
Roll me a Tinkerer's Tool check. DC is 15, but have advantage.
It's asking me to query for tribute. I'm guessing intelligence.
Yeah, use intelligence.
Advantage.
Alright, that is a pass. As you, really, it's that Logar's watching you do it as you do it. As, Logar scratches his chin for a bit, he's like, yeah, no, you'll do just fine on board your own ship. From the looks of it. Maybe not quite a specialist such as myself, but say if an engineer needed a spare hand, you'd be more than adequate in being able to, not be a hamper to them.
He smiles slightly. I'm glad to hear it. I was hoping not to be a burden next time we're on a ship of our own.
Who is your engineer for your ship, or do you not know that yet?
Not known, but I have a suspicion given I helped a engineer out, and I believe she is going to be the one in the future.
Oh.
Have you met a goblin?
That was the goblin engineer. Yes, I did meet her. We had a interesting conversation. Very smart, has a very different understanding of engineering than I do. But the methods work.
Can't fault it if it works. You can try to understand it at the very least.
Most of what our differences come down to is that she uses different terminology. But I would say she was equally on my level. Which is a rare thing, because I've been working on, I think I've been working on ships, specifically on F-Cores, for about 15 years. I'm older than I look, is all I'm going to leave that at. We changelings don't quite age the same way that humanoids do. Really, an Elpis might be the closest approximation.
I somewhat get that. Aging is different now.
Ah, it's probably less visible.
Much so.
I see. I'm sorry that, unfortunately I'm not someone like Gleep. I don't really prepare gifts for people. I'm normally much too busy. He tends to always find some time to do something.
He raises a hand like deferring it slightly, and then perks. I did think of something to cobble together from some of the spare gasket parts that you said aside.
Oh, what's that?
He fishes from his pocket what would probably be called like some sort of like a small toy, some sort made of like rubber, hard sort of thing. Is a small waterfowl made of rubber. There was a tradition back at the college that I came from where if you could not solve an issue succinctly, you started explaining it to either a wall, a book, or one of these. And eventually, you'd figure it out just by trying to explain it.
Surprisingly, as he accepts the toy if you're giving it to him.
Yep.
Surprisingly, there is a strange, and I do mean it is a very strange tradition. I think the only place I've heard of it, and keep in mind this was 15 years ago in Svarga, where people would take a similar toy to like this, sometimes plastic, sometimes rubber, sometimes wooden carbon, but they put ducks on board sandboats as they went by them. And I never understood it, but it caught on for quite some time. Now people don't do it anymore, but it was a thing. And this just it brings back the memory. Back when I was getting yelled at and I was just a wee engineer barely getting oil stains and could barely lift a wrench above my head.
Chuckle slightly. That I do believe that involving the yelling, that was the other reason it was made of rubber, is because it often got thrown.
Oh, I do quite like that. Though I'd probably not throw it in this engine room lest it get lost and stuck in some part, and then I have to have Gleep fetch it out, and then get a lecture from Gleep.
Yes, best to avoid that. Still, the practical use is still there.
Indeed. I would probably make use of thank you, Mr. Vipsanius. You are always welcome in the engine room aboard the Red Scales should you find yourself aboard it again. Aboard this vessel again.
I look forward to the opportunity. Thank you, Lorgar.
Of course. At this point, Gleep has returned. As Gleep kind of slurks his way out of a pipe, as he seems to have something bundled in his hands, well, in his arms, and he's like, exasperated sigh, as he hands five pieces of ammunition, these are arrows, over to Calligraphy. And he says, it is not much, but given that you were very astute at your wood carving, I decided that I would give you these. Also, it was pleasant to have you keep me company, and I enjoyed your friend, Tama. He was very nice. He needs to respect personal space, though.
I don't think he knows what it is. I've been trying to teach him for about 8 years now.
I see. What Gleep has just handed you is 5 pieces of walloping ammunition.
Oh, wow.
You have 5 pieces only.
5 pieces. Oi.
Alrighty. And guys, this would be your opportunity where you can talk to Gleep for just a slight bit.
You perk and make his way over. Gleep, good to see you.
Jubilant greetings. Hello, Gaius Vipsanius.
Just wanted to make sure to say goodbye before we headed out.
Of course, state of slight confusion upon the face. Do you guys do hugs?
I'm not usually a hugging person, but I don't mind.
Wait, well, is he gesturing towards Calligraphy as well? She shrugs. Like, sure.
I will open my arms, expecting one to be offered.
Yep, as his arms extend long enough to hug both of you at the same time, and just... It's a little sticky, but like nothing actually sticks to you, and nothing actually slimy. Yeah, it's like a sticky hand hitting you. As he's like, it was pleasant traveling with the both of you.
Is he actually warm to the touch?
Likewise.
Yes, he's actually warm to the touch. Mostly because he spends a lot of time in warm pipes.
I was just curious, because, you know.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about you from Logar. At least in terms of engineering. I'm sad I didn't get to see much of it.
Perhaps next time.
Perhaps next time.
Sorry for hogging your time this week.
It was not an inconvenience at all. It is very rare that I find someone that has the passion for woodcrafting. It is a lost art. Most people simply rely on the mending spell nowadays. Apathetic sigh.
Well, there's a difference between magical mending and hand-touched craftsmanship.
Indeed, things like the walloping ammunition I have gifted to Calligraphy can only be done by wood carvers. I hope that it serves you well in combat and keeps you all safer and alive.
I very much appreciate it.
Of course. Now, if you excuse me, I have a repair. I need to make on the bottom of the ship. As he slides into a pipe again, as Logar passively makes a comment. You know, I've worked with him for, I think, 5 years now. And that still bothers me, just a slight bit.
Everyone has the little quirks, right?
Right, no, and I'm obviously fine with the perk. It's just... It's like a whirlpool, watching someone get sucked down into it, and it's a slight horror visual, really. And I think he's unaware of it.
Kind of pause, considering.
That seems a little unfair to pick on him.
Oh, no, the intention isn't to pick on him. Where would I get the right to pick on him in the first place? After all, as he transforms into the thri-kreen form, I'm not exactly stable in my form either.
Making the best of it in both cases.
Exactly. Alright, so I'm going to get back to work. You two, well, I'm sure you have other people you want to say goodbye to. So, be on your way. He says he attempts to wink. He's like, alright, this form can't wink. As he transforms back into the elk, gives a wink. There we go.
And then back to Bug.
Yep.
Alright, getting out of their hair. Lack of hair, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, let me check. Alright, we are doing very good on time. Alright, so I'm going to give everyone one more thing that they can... is there someone else that anyone wants to talk to before, like, you guys have your final briefing before you're dropped off the side of the ship?
Yeah, Pip wanted to drag everyone to Skrulp like he wanted to, because he said he wanted to meet everyone or something, right? So there was that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I would say probably somewhere after, somewhere like mid-morning, you know, when Skrulp should definitely be done delivering food. You bring the party to Skrulp as he kind of... Oh, this is my first time meeting all of you. Hi, I'm Skrulp. I've been serving you guys' food all these past 6 days.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Apologies for not chatting earlier.
Oh, this is where I've been spending most of my time. It's quite the guy. And he just pats Skrulp on the shoulder.
I don't get that a lot, so I appreciate it.
Well, nice to officially meet you. And can I do a...
Can I do a check since he's purple? Sure. Because I don't think she saw him do that before, correct? Is that nature?
Arcana.
Arcana.
Well, nature, if you want to determine that it's not natural. Arcana, if you want to determine the source.
I think, to be fair, she would be just like, is that natural? She wouldn't immediately think magic. Sure, that must be natural.
You're unsure.
Got it.
So Skrulp says, well, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate that, Pip. I guess before I get into anything else, don't tell Fang I cut off an extra piece of cake for you guys this morning. As he gives every single one of you a piece of cake. It is a velvet cake with cream cheese frosting.
Thank you.
That's very sweet.
It is very sweet. So you know, maybe have something that you can do to burn off that extra energy. As far as Fang is concerned, don't tell him I gave you the extra slice of cake. I know he was planning on giving you guys a cake, but I wasn't supposed to say that.
As
he looks down.
I heard nothing.
Okay.
Guy just does lips zip motion.
Thank you. Just try and act surprised. Anyway, I had something else I was gonna give you guys. As he reaches into a knapsack behind him, as he pulls it out. Here we go. As he pulls out what looks like 8 little beads. As he passes them over to you guys.
Examining bead.
let's see. When you say examine, do you mean you're casting the identify spell, or do you mean you're just like examining them and looking at them?
Currently, just examining. If it looks magical, then sure. But
doesn't. That's the thing. They don't look magical. That's the caveat to it. But they look like little orange. One of them, like 4 of them, are like little orangish-looking beads, and the other 4 are like little bluish-looking beads. As he says, so I know you guys are going to be out in the desert for a little while. You may not have ready access to food and water. So, I have the ability to make these. They don't taste good. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Fang has very much let me know that they don't taste good, even if they are useful in that regard. Fang actually...
I lick it even though he says that.
It tastes like sand. It tastes exactly like sand. Yeah, they don't taste... yeah, they don't taste good. But if you eat the orange ones, they count as a full day's worth of nourishment. Those 4 orange ones are what are known as beads of nourishment.
Like in the same sense as a good berry?
In the same sense as a good berry.
Okay.
but
so
doesn't
not
change
water.
over a day.
But
sounds
doesn't
like.
change over a day. It lasts for until you eat it.
I just meant like it's food but not water.
Yeah, it's
Kind
food
of
but not water.
nourishment.
But that's the other one.
Gotcha.
So it's a
Double-
good bead. Good beady? Good.
Mm-hmm. And the blue ones, please don't lick that one. If you put a drop of water on it, it has properties in it that will expand it to be enough drinking water to last a day. Well, half a day in the desert, but you get the gist. I suggest putting it inside, like, you know, if you're on your last little bit of water skin, if you drop it in your water skin, it'll make enough drinkable water to last you the rest of the day. It's been pretty useful for Fang in the desert. He is much more a fan of these ones, though they are much more difficult to make.
That's a pretty impressive skill.
Yes.
That's one of the few things I'm good at.
I mean, at least I've seen you good at a couple things. Other than that,
And having a skill, even a small one, is nothing to shirk at. It only means you make more. I mean, more skills and more of these, obviously.
You guys, Fang and Ragavan, are the ones who treat me like that.
maybe the others just haven't quite seen what you can do.
I've tried.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Teferi's only concerned about how good I am with the sword, and he lifts his arms and attempts to flex, but it's like the noodle animation of just like, there is no muscle, only noodle.
That rubber hose thing where it's like it goes straight and then there's just that big dip.
Yep. I don't exactly have the strength. I can hide, thanks to being purple. Pip, you understand the context of that.
Yeah. Well, have you
Your
tried?
ability to fight.
Have you tried weapons that aren't quite as heavy? I know that might be a dumb question.
The weapons that aren't heavy? You mean something that's not a longsword?
Yeah.
Those weapons are available?
Gaius actually takes the quarterstaff off his back. I personally don't use swords. I use a staff.
I think
That's a stick.
that one might be a bit heavy.
This one may be a bit
Shush.
heavy, yes.
Shush takes his whip out, or his actual whip, not his warlock whip.
That looks like a slaver tool.
Kelly will unholster.
Callie will unholster one of her scimitars. This isn't a normal one, but they're not very heavy.
Scrump will actually take the scimitar. The thing is, he was just uncomfortable with the whip. That's it.
Right.
It has history.
That makes sense.
Sounds.
So yeah, he takes the scimitar. It's
That
just
was
like,
a microaggression.
actually, surprisingly not. Well, it was a microaggression against people of his size and strength, but that's something we're
That's
not
a
going to
whole
get
other
into
thing.
right now.
Yeah.
We're not getting into Scrump's backstory right now. As he holds the scimitar in his hand, it's a little big, but I could swing this as he lifts it above his head, and he swings down with it, but it's like Calligraphy in your mind, you are filled with it's like concern.
Can I can I do like a dex save or something to make sure he doesn't damage the ship or himself with it?
Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, not a dex save. This feels like because it's wisdom, because you're providing him wisdom on how to do it. So I would say.
I don't want to say performance. That's charisma, but you get what I mean.
You know what? I would say it's performance.
Survival?
Performance using wisdom. So if you're proficient in performance, you can use it. If not, then it's just straight wisdom. Just a straight wisdom check.
I think it's about the same if I did performance or wisdom. Straight.
All right, so just go ahead and click on wisdom then. Oh my god.
And it's soft 20.
So yeah, you see Scrope is being a bit reckless with how he's swinging, and you're just like, yeah, I need to make sure you're not gonna hurt yourself or damage the ship and get yourself in trouble. As you kind of guide him a little bit, he's like, no, this is... Why my entire life have I been forced to use things that are too big and heavy? As he very politely hands it back to you first.
Well, now you know.
As he then takes a dish rag from out of his pocket and throws it on the ground. I
Gus
feel like
actually-
people have been picking on me!
Gus actually pauses and glances at the dish rag and rubs his chin. Actually, if you want another ranged option, have you considered the sling?
Sling?
It's a... May I? Just gently motioning towards the rag.
I mean, it's just a dish rag, sir. You can have it.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just going to show it. He kind of folds it in a way that it would like leave a little pocket. You place a stone in here, get a bit of string on the ends of it, whip it around in a circle over your head, and release it in the right time, and throws the stone in the direction you're aiming. And it does a surprising amount of damage for, just a rock.
But if you want to impress your mates, you probably have to get up and close. So I'd use something like this, and he shoots like the rapier out of his arm blade, except with a handle, or maybe one of these. And he pulls his cloak apart to show like the bandolier of daggers and like the belt of darts, and then like the blade on his hip, and just all the weapons and everything all these finesse weapons that he's carrying.
Yeah, this is the first time Scrump has realized you are this heavily armed. As he... you were carrying a lot more weapons than I thought. I knew you could fight. I knew you were a fighty guy, but... That's frightening.
Well, quite...
You, Shush, you're about my size.
Well... There was, I was kind of like you, where I was using, longsword. I still have it, actually, and he pulls it out from his bag. But I'm not very good with it, which is why I started using the whip, just because I can use it from a little bit farther away, and I can like trip people and hit their weapons or knock their weapons out of the hand.
Oh, so
like
you
that.
don't use the whip to punish people?
I mean, not to punish, and it's not like a master-slave thing, but I mean, they still get hurt, so I don't know if it's makes it better. But
sorry, I'm not trying to bring. We don't have to talk about that here. I've been told I think that's an uncomfortable subject.
So, but I don't think they're necessarily making fun of you. But like people who grew up in very like martial upbringings, that's just kind of how they think. Is big, heavy weapons do big damage.
I mean,
and
I'm sure
really anything that so it's a very straightforward thought process. This is how you hurt the enemy, but really, like calligraphy's scimitars, as long as you hit the guy, you're contributing to the battle. It doesn't actually matter that you have the biggest sword that lops off people's head in one swing or whatever.
Right, and I think I kind of get what you guys are talking about as well, because like I'm assuming that you guys, because Pip made that comment about, you know, you going close to hit people. Like, that's an entire thing that us lizard folk don't really like to do. Like, Fang will do it because he's learned better, but, like, Teferi calls that... That's a really bad word to say. As he whispers it, he calls it pussy fighting.
Going in close to hit people?
No, fighting from far away.
Oh. Well, you're a sneaky person, right?
I am now.
I mean, if you're sneaking, then you can come in and they don't notice you, and then you can jab them in their vitals without them realizing you're even there.
That sounds painful.
I mean, that's fighting.
I mean, I understand. The thing is, it's not that fighting happens. It's a thing, but you know, why fight when you can talk?
There's truth in that.
Some people can't be talked to, unfortunately. Of
This
course,
is more what to do when fighting happens.
I suppose that's fair.
How can you contribute?
He
You could
gives a
also-
nod.
You could also simply sneak in, get information, and get out. Giving information to people that could use it.
Oh, that sounds
in these
cool.
ways.
I mean, that's cool, but fighting, I think it shouldn't be de-emphasized how important knowing how to fight can be, because there are situations where you will have to.
Should I talk to Fang about it?
Might not be a bad idea.
Fang's probably someone better to talk to than Fury, sure. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I talked to Teferi is because he's the guard. You know, he's the captain of the guard. So he's typically supposed to be in charge of, you know, keeping the mercenaries, you know, boatswain. He's in charge of keeping all the mercenaries here in line and, you know, tip-top shape. So Fang can focus on things like, you know, us not dying.
I don't think talking to Teferi would be a bad idea. It'd show your determination. It just, if he gives you a few insults, fuck him. Just do it anyway.
I don't want to do that. That sounds gross.
No. It's sort of phrase.
Disregard his opinion is essentially what it means.
Oh! That sounds like a good way to get injured.
I think in this case, just because from talking to Teferi, I think even though he's trying, he's still kind of set in his ways. So I think get advice from Fang on what you might be good at doing, and then once you're good at doing that, then go to Teferi and say, teach me how to do this.
Roll me a persuasion. With advantage because everyone else in the group has been helping you.
You're good at that, right?
Oh, with advantage, my bad.
Yep.
Like I clicked it and then it didn't happen. So let's do better than this 3. Yeah, that's better than 3.
That is absolutely a pass. As Squirrel, I'm gonna do it. Hold on a second. As he dives into the little crate that was behind him, as he hands you all 2 more beads of nourishment and 2 more beads of sorry, there's actually a specific name for it, so let me get it up.
Bead of hydration.
I think that is actually what it's called.
Also, which
Bead of refreshment.
I guess we're each getting.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put it in chat again. 5 beads of nourishment. 5 beads of refreshment. Now keep in mind the way that the beads of nourishment and the beads of refreshment are written on like the website when you look them up as magical items is different than how I'm describing them. As far as this campaign is concerned, whenever you get a bead of nourishment or a bead of refreshment, it will work the way I have described it.
All right.
So that's 5 total, or 5 in addition to what we...
5 total.
Okay.
That's 5 beads of nourishment and 5 beads of refreshment total for everybody. Not each, but like amongst all of you.
Okay.
The thing is, it's like Scrub likes you, but he can only give away so much for free. You guys have been the nicest to Scrub out of pretty much anyone on this ship. Mostly because he probably doesn't spend a lot of time around the other freaks like himself, quote unquote. All right.
We are a band of freaks.
All right. So outside of talking to Scrub, is there? Because Scrub is about to run off because he's so excited. He's definitely gonna go talk to Fang right now. Is there anyone else you guys would like to talk to? Keep in mind, this is the last opportunity you will have to talk to a lot of NPCs, so this is the time to do it.
Eric.
I was also going to talk to Fang.
Oh, okay. Did anyone else want to talk to Fang before we split the party? Pip, anyone you wanted to talk to?
I guess to Fury.
That is fair. All right, you will try to find Teferi to talk to him. Guys?
Eric and crew, or us specifically, but all of them if they're available.
Yes. Calligraphy?
Not a specific person unless someone's in the training area. Maybe Vefnet, since I did put that off last time.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be less yeety today. Less likely to yeet me into the sun. Yeah.
Alright, and
Unlikely.
Shush, it sounds like you are going to go talk to Fang. I'm going to go ahead and do it in the order that makes the most sense to me. So we're actually going to start with Pip. Pip, it isn't too hard to find Teferi. He's out on the top deck, currently shouting orders to members aboard. Who are on the top deck, who are like, some people might be kind of trying to slack, and he's like not having it.
Oh crap, there was someone else I need to talk to. I don't know if there's enough time to do both, but remembering this, Pip would actually turn around if there's only time for one. I just remembered something important. I need to buy those board
Yeah,
games.
you only have time for one, so...
Okay, Quartermaster. Fuck him. Go Quartermaster. Gotta go to the Quartermaster.
See him leaning against the wall edgily, and you go, fuck that.
He will say hi and bye like really quick, and then like obviously he's forgotten something and needs to run, so that basically that's what happens.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so, you find Ragavan, who is currently in the midst of piloting the ship. He's actually on the top deck too, so it's not that far a trip. As he currently has the helm on to pilot the ship, as he directs his attention to you momentarily. Ah! Hello, Pip. How can I help you?
Hey, you're in charge about just about everything, like item-wise on the ship, right?
That would be correct.
What if there's something I'm interested in exchanging some gold for?
What exactly are you looking to purchase in cargo? This is an unusual request, but you have been a bit well behaved aboard this ship, and I'm sure Fang wouldn't mind as long as it's a reasonable request.
Well, how I'll put this, you'll kind of lean in, speak a little more quietly. Me and one of my companions don't normally get along so well, and we found those board games underneath the bed in the room we were given, and we managed to have a little bit of a... We got along better, and I kind of want to keep that going. I don't suppose I'll be able to buy some of those off of you.
Alright, so this is the thing. When you mention that the board games are actually being used for people to bond with one another, his eyes like sparkle. Fang told me that it would be a bad investment. But someone actually used them the way they're supposed to be used.
We found a board game nerd.
Finally, someone to play Warriors of Catan.
He just like does. I'll sell one to you for 1 silver piece.
sure. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
board game were you looking to purchase?
Out of character. I believe the last one they played that they played the longest was the Dragon Chess, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. The Dragon Chess.
Hmm. You can have the one inside the private quarters. I'll get it replaced. How does that sound?
Well, it sounds good.
He offers a foot to shake on it.
He'll shake on it and slip him the silver.
Takes it, bites it. Good silver.
Thanks, I think this will go a long way to helping me with that problem.
Curious. May perhaps not be my business. Why do you not get along with this person?
A little bit of history before we were traveling together.
I understand that. Before me and Fang became friends, we were enemies.
You think that's possible to... or a common thing that could happen? How much of an enemy were you? Were you two at each other's throats, or just kind of like a...
His father killed my wife.
Yeah, that's about right.
Fang is not a bad person. And one comment!
You said the one word.
Life good. Regret.
Kill wife.
Yes, his father killed my wife. But Fang rectified the situation. Our tribes got along well afterwards. Fang has been a much better leader for the lizard folk.
How do you rectify it?
Ragavan goes silent for a moment. Roll me a persuasion.
Oh, this isn't gonna work, but let's see what happens.
DC's 10, because he kind of does want to say it, but he also kind of doesn't.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my god! You gotta give him the gentle ribbing thing. It's like, come on. He killed his father.
Well, sometimes that resolves things.
So, blood for blood, basically?
Blood for blood. Though from my understanding of it, he and his father did not agree on a lot.
I'll keep that in mind.
It is a sensitive subject for Fang, and Teferi holds slight resentment for Fang for doing it.
Yeah, about the whole thing with me, obviously I haven't said much, but let me just say that you could probably infer a little bit if you ask around with the lizard folk that were in the training room a few days ago. I'll just leave it at that.
I heard stories about that. They were very impressed. You apparently fight good.
When I have to.
He gives a nod. He's like, I must go back to making adjustments on the ship. If you wish to, you may continue to mingle. We should arrive at the location we are dropping you off at within 2 hours. As he puts the helm back on his head.
Sounds good. Thanks again. And he'll go to retrieve the board game.
Alright, you have acquired one set of Dragon Chess.
Alright.
Weight is like 0.5 pounds. Alright, next person we are going to go to, I want to say I've said calligraphy and guys for last. Shush! You are headed to Fang, who is currently in his private quarters. Actually, it's 2 hours before lunchtime. He's in the kitchen. Who am I kidding? Yep. 2 hours before lunchtime, you know exactly where Fang is. It's where he always is about 2 hours before lunch, preparing food. As you push open the doors to the kitchen, as Fang, I don't know who you are, but unless you're here to bring ingredients, you know what I say. You gotta wait till noon to have. You gotta wait till noon to have lunch. Them the rules.
Well, do you need ingredients? I can come and bring.
Oh, no. Oh, hey, shush. Strange to see you here.
Well, I didn't want you to think that I was like ignoring you or avoiding you.
Oh, no. I assumed you were just busy. You guys have seemed to be busy quite a bit mingling with my crew. You're kind of growing on them a slight bit, even.
That's what it. I hope so.
Now, Scrub's been nothing but talking nice about you, and that's some good stuff. As a matter of fact, the little guy came to me earlier saying that you guys talked to him about trying to do some fighting, which is something I tried to avoid, conversation with him with, but he seems genuinely excited to try and learn something, so I'll try and teach him a little something.
Well, it was more of a. Sometimes it has to happen, and the training or lack of training he was getting from here wasn't really helping.
I need to talk to Fury about that. Needs a slight attitude adjustment again. He lets out a heavy sigh, picks up ladle, tastes it too peppery. You need to water that down a bit. As he pours a little bit of a yellowish liquid in there, which is it's some kind of stock. Right, so I assume you didn't come here just to talk about Skrelp, or if you did, I apologize for stealing your thunder.
No. I just wanted, more or less, thanks for bringing us over.
Oh yeah, no, not a problem at all.
And from what I get from talking to everybody and how they talk about you, you seem like a cool guy, and I wish I could have gotten to know you better, and I hope we get the chance to next time.
He stopped stirring the pot for a little bit, and he's like, let me turn down the heat a little bit to let this slow simmer. As he stops, turns around for a bit, wipes his hands on his little apron, which has got a few cooking stains on it, and he's like, I've actually wanted to have a conversation with you about something that happened when we were first, on our way to Aduna, that tow ride. It seems like you got something hanging over your shoulder. Are you alright?
Well, I'm fine. There was a thing that happened, but if you don't know about it already, then that means Adam hasn't told you about it, and so I think if Adam hasn't said anything about it, then it's still I shouldn't actually talk about it.
I'm gonna let that one slide under the radar because if Adam wants me to know something, I'll know it. I trust him. I've worked with him for quite some time. He's one of the best paying people we work for. So, and I'm not here to damage that relationship anytime soon. That being said, you made that comment about people on my crew respect me, but you say that. I'm a man who's made some mistakes in my life. There are things I've done that I regret. The most important thing about that, though, comes down to, even though I made those mistakes, I lived with them, and when I realized I had made that mistake, I apologized for it and I asked for help. So with this thing that I've sensed that sitting on your shoulder, sitting over your shoulder, or whatever it is, you say it's not a problem, but if it ever is, I'm here to reach a friendly enough hand if you want to ever get rid of it. Maybe it's like a family curse or something, and I know a damn thing or two about a family curse.
I don't think it's at that point, and I'm not sure if it will get to that point. But I don't. But I'm not. I don't mean to like just brush you off, Casualty. I know you mean what you say, and I appreciate it.
Of course. Adam's approach to things can be callous. I want to assure you that my approach is kindness and understanding. Not everyone who makes a good decision, or a bad decision for that matter, does it of their own will, or even does it without fully thinking of the consequences of it. And I think the world would be a better place if people reached out to one another and were kind to one another. Part of my oath is there's glory to be had, but another part of my oath is there's glory to be shared. Without the people around me, I'm quite unhappy.
Well, I think Adam's approach, while callous, I think he's very results-driven. He wants to make sure that he has the right tools in the right place at the right time. And so that's why he comes off that way.
No,
But
I'd agree with that.
That's the feeling I get from him.
I guess me and you aren't too different in that regard. That's the feeling I genuinely get about him too. It's just, I know it's a strange thing to say. It feels like there's some hurt there that he ain't talking about. And I want to dig into that one day, but he's got a big old iron wall that says I ain't talking to nobody about nothing.
Well, that's where my oath comes in. Change takes time.
He gives a nod. Right, I had a gift that I was going to give you guys later on, but I might as well give it to you now. As he reaches into, there's a small little compartment next to the stove that there are, these 4 stones on top of it, which are, kind of caked in ice. As he reaches into it and pulls out, it looks like a little white box. He's like, I made y'all a cake. Red velvet, cream cheese frosting, put a little smiley face on the top of it.
It does have a smiley face.
And that's y'all's to have on the trip down. Maybe eat it before you guys get too far away from the ship, just in case there are sand sharks nearby. I don't think sand sharks are attracted to sweets, though I know they like the smell of food in general. Come to think of it, I don't think sweets are straight up the sand sharks' alleys. Maybe some death stingers, but that's about the worst of it. But if you guys eat the cake fast, it ain't going to be a problem. Also, eating the cake fast would mean that there's less chance for the cream cheese frosting to go bad. That would be a damn shame for that to happen.
That would be a shame. It would
But yeah,
be a
that
shame
cake is
for all
yours.
of this cake to go to waste.
He gives you he ruffles the feathers on top of your head. Keep up with it though. And share the cake with your friends.
I will share the cake with my friends. Hopefully we'll have a more opportunity to talk next time.
Of course.
We get to hang out on the Red Thing.
I know that I can come off as seeming like someone that can be hard to approach, but really, as long as I'm not in the middle of something, you can always approach me. Same motto I hold for all my crew members. If they have a problem, you can always talk to me.
I don't think I'm intimidated. You're cool, man. When we were fighting the Manticore, you flew between ships. That was awesome.
Well. I appreciate that.
How do I do that?
Well. You're staking here for Teferi. Right here. I'm just gonna let you know that. If you're...
Oh, you're right. All these lizards look the same.
Oof. But I am gonna say, I'm gonna take that comment as what it is, and that comment relates to Fang and him helping you guys when you guys were fighting in the consuming sands, because he did do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to phrase it that way because that's the way the situation should go. So
Right.
you're cool.
That was my bad.
Yeah, I got you. He's like, I know that I got a couple of Kinkus on board here too, so I understand that you guys have your struggles that you're dealing with, just like all of us races that don't have the pleasure of being favored by the gods, so to speak, have our struggles. If you're looking for something around the lines to fix that, I can't do anything about the speech thing. That seems like a curse more powerful than anything that I know how to fix can, well, fix. But in terms of the flight thing, talk to a wizard. I'm sure that they can get you set up. Maybe get you some nice boots of flying. Get that nice sensation. Fury uses something like that. I think Adam funded it and everything, so. Though it is Teferi's personal project. More debt!
Well, Teferi didn't have to pay for the ship. That was Fane's.
Yep. But yeah, good talk, buddy.
See you next time.
Of course. I'll see you guys when you're getting shipped off. I think we're probably about an hour or two from you guys being ready to be shipped off. You guys are going to miss lunch, so I feel bad about that, but I think the cake makes up for it.
Cake for lunch. Cake for lunch. Cake for lunch. And then he leaves. Cake for lunch. Cake for lunch. Cake for lunch.
All right. And now we're going to go to Guys and Calligraphy. After we finish with you two, we will go and have a quick 5-10 minute break. It's like college, but useful.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Guys and Calligraphy, once again, you guys find yourself heading towards the same place as you're heading towards the private quarter where Eric, Aura, and Vefnet have been staying. As guys, you kind of pull Aura aside to have a conversation with him, and Calligraphy, you and Vefnet kind of walk off to have your own conversation. So you guys have a bit of privacy for our conversation. And I'm going to start with Guys this time. So guys, you and Aura kind of step aside for a little bit. Out of earshot of Eric, who seems to be reading he seems to have made a makeshift hammock of his own inside the room and is currently reading a book, but it's kind of just been flipping like, yeah, go have your conversation. I mean, I'm at the best part of this book.
I understand that notion. Do so.
As Aura says, Gaius, seems that this is where we part ways today, is it not?
It is, for the time being, in a few hours at the very most. But I wanted to see you off, or
bring it in, buddy. He says he
in.
brings you in, gives you a super tight hug.
Better than Higginbottom.
Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes I forget my own strength. But yeah, no, it's been wonderful having conversation with you. I like that I have someone who is interested in the teachings of Tostar Jagara, who is on board. Well, really, it's rare that I see someone that has that passion to learn about that here in the Eastlands. I miss my home sometimes.
You talk about it occasionally, but I always like hearing more. What exactly do you miss the most?
He actually thinks about that for a moment. I miss the weather.
What, you don't like sweltering heat constantly?
You think as a blue dragonborn I'd actually like the desert heat, but surprisingly, I like the rainy coldness of the Westlands a bit more. There's something nice about going to sleep to the sound of a thunderstorm in the distance.
Nods at that. Well, they weren't as frequent, I believe, in Central. I do miss that sound.
Oh, also I miss not having to struggle for water. I miss that every day.
Oh, yeah. That's, after Los Diablos' stuff, that I'm much more aware of at this point.
Yeah. Also miss the fresh mountain air.
Hiking sort, then?
Yeah. Also, battle was very different there. over here things can get a bit weird and strange. You guys use a lot more magic here in the they use a lot more magic here in the Eastlands, and I know this is pretty much the same in Central as well. The Westlands, you don't actually see that very often. It's mostly melee.
Really?
I mean, yes, you get archers and stuff as well. Those are not uncommon, but like melee combat, where it's at. Spells are considered the coward's way of fighting. Not that I'm insulting that by any means. Like what Eric does where he weaves spells into combat, that actually wouldn't be looked down upon, because he still gets into the fray. But standing back and casting spells, that kind of thing wouldn't fly too well.
So they'd be more favorable to, and he slightly shakes one of his hands, this style than my other method?
Correct. Keep in mind, I'm not here to talk crap about how people fight. As long as you survive the fight, you have won. Only the winners of the fight get to dictate who did the best fighting.
History is ever written by the victor.
Exactly.
Still, it's nice to share a bit of history back and forth, both your stories and my interesting
Right.
tales.
Speaking of stories, I mentioned in one of those stories that we found a coin that allowed us to see how deep caves and pits were. And I was going through my stuff, and he picks up the coin. I found the coin. And he says he takes your hand and puts it in your hand. I'm giving it to you.
Kind of pauses. Thank you.
I think with the amount of dungeon delving that you have described that you have done in the past, plus what you guys are probably going to get into in the future, I think you're going to get a lot more use out of this coin than I ever did.
They've gotten a lot more severe lately, I will say that. So I appreciate this greatly. Thank you.
That is a coin of delving.
Nice.
And you can look up what that magic item does later on, but you have been told explicitly that it is a magic item, so you do know this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when you guys are leaving the ship, I'll still say, I'll send you guys off, give a proper salute and stuff, but this is nice.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Sorry, the only thing I have to give you is a coin that honestly hasn't been of much use to me, but as I said, I hope you will get a bit more use out of it than I did.
I appreciate it, though. I apologize for not having anything for you.
Oh, do not worry about it. That's not how things... It's a very Westlander thing that when you send a guest off, you give them something. They are not supposed to give you something.
I suppose that makes sense, yes.
I'm going to see if I can pull Eric away from his book to make him give you a proper goodbye, but I doubt I'll be successful in doing such. I'd probably work on clearing your stuff out of your room so that thing doesn't yell at you. Blah, 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 you left this on my ship.
He nods, starting to head for the door. He goes, probably is delving as far into that book as we have in the recent explorations.
You take care of yourself, Gaius.
You too, see you around. And give my best to Eric.
Of course. Meanwhile, calligraphy. You and Vepnet have kind of squirrel off a way to have a conversation of sort. So, why don't you start us off?
Oh no.
Situation.
Yeah, so I guess, we're out of earshot in general. So, Buffnet. How are your advances going?
Advances? What exactly do you mean, calligraphy?
You seem to be trying to garner attention of a certain someone. And she kind of prepares to duck.
Number one, insight. DC is 5. You wouldn't have needed it, but yeah. And she's like, garner attention from who? Who am I trying to garner attention from? I'm not trying to garner Fang's attention.
Callie just tilts her head. It just like smirks. Well, I know you tried to punch him right in the face and he didn't seem to get that.
He often doesn't. Did he say anything about me?
Seemed he was busy. I haven't really talked to him this week. But I don't know if you're getting through there.
Okay. I didn't ask you for this advice, but I am. You are a female. How does a female get a male's attention?
Of all the fucking people to ask. Well, shit. I have no idea. I usually try to avoid that.
But I want the opposite of that. I want him to pay attention to me.
Have you tried just telling him to pay attention to you?
That's a possibility.
Yeah. Maybe share a meal? I don't know if that's common in your culture or not.
It is common in our culture to do such a thing. However, Fang is slightly removed from lizard folk culture. He has civilized himself. I think that's the proper common term for it.
But he still likes food. I shared jerky with him once, so I think he would accept that from you.
He shared jerky with you? Was it good?
Yeah, I gave him a good berry in return.
Interesting. So I can exchange food for attention.
Seems logical to me. She kind of thinks for a moment. I know he likes ham.
This is problematic for me. I do not know how to cook, and I do not know how to acquire the ham.
She thinks Eric might be able to help you acquire it if you ask. He probably knows how to do that. You don't have to tell him what it's for, right?
I suppose that's fair. This is just... She sits down, sitting across it. It's weird to me. I do not understand why I want Fang's attention at all. When we were younger, I just enjoyed fighting by his side. But now, I crave his attention. But I cannot have it all the time because we're not together. Because I agreed to do this job with Eric. But I don't want to go back on my agreement with Eric because that would be disloyal.
Well, how long is your contract for?
I still have 3 years left on the contract.
Well, that gives you 3 years to figure out how to get his attention. She kind of rubs her chin. I heard a stupid phrase that still doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it'll make sense to you about distance and like making your feelings stronger or something stupid like that. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's the same on his side.
You think that Fang has these strange feelings for me as well?
Shit if I know. You want me to just go ask him before I leave?
No! Don't do that! She grabs you quite aggressively. That would be very awkward for me.
Got it. I won't tell him about your crush.
She lets go of you. Is that what this is called? A crush?
Yeah, 'cause you just want to punch him, right?
This makes logical sense to me. This is odd. I would like to talk to it with other lizard folk, but when I mention these things, they laugh at me and snicker, which makes me punch them! And then I don't get the answers I want.
Maybe you're more civilized than you think, I guess.
She has like this look of, oh god, what am I?
That
At what point of civilized do I start to wear the dresses?
Callie shudders. Never if you don't want to.
I agree with this. Hell yes! Fuck dresses! There's no place for a tail in a dress.
Well, I don't know if there's a place for a tail in the way pants are usually made, but hell yeah, no dresses.
This is good. I shall refer to you as a buddy. Are you okay with that? Do you consent to being my buddy?
Sure.
Excellent.
She like reaches her hand out for like a handshake, because I guess that's how that works.
And this time, she's far more gentle about it, as she very politely shakes your hand. And she says, Aura says that making a buddy is a very good thing to do. He said that he is very happy because he's been making the buddies with Gaius this week. Just like him and Eric are buddies.
I see. Well, it's always nice to have allies.
Is that the other term for buddies?
That's the way I know it, anyways. Someone you would trust to fight with?
I'm not sure if I would trust you to fight by my side, which is not an insult to you, but you look a bit on the ropey side. I would worry that you might get crushed by enemies stampeding forward.
They'd have to get to me first. And she kind of flicks an arrow in her quiver.
I see you are an archer. I was mistaken. My apologies, calligraphy.
Maybe next time I'll try to practice with you.
I am not good at sharpshooting. It is why I very quickly adjusted to using a large weapon that hits hard.
We'll see if you can dodge my shots.
That sounds like a challenge. But I am up for the challenge.
Well, buddy, consider it a promise for next time we meet.
She gives a toothy grin. Very well then, buddy. We will stake claims on such things, and we will talk more about this crush I have, so that we can explore what exactly this feeling is. God have mercy, this is woman bonding in the most awkward way possible.
I'm dying. Okay.
Thank you, calligraphy. I feel much better after this conversation.
Good. Good.
I didn't like.
I didn't like the look of discomfort you had with the other day. So
Very good, and should you ever also acquire a crush, I shall aid you with it as well. We shall crush them together.
right. Yeah. Doubt that, but this is fine. But for now, it seems we'll be leaving soon, so until next time.
Until next time, I look forward to our buddiness growing.
Buddiness. I don't even. You can tell, like, when Callie finally parts ways, she's just like trying to dissect the word because she's like, is that how you're supposed to use it? I don't understand either.
All right. And with that, the party kind of reconvenes back to the room to get all their stuff cleaned up, take down hammocks, make up beds, make sure all their stuff is accounted for. But we're going to take a quick break here, but we will be back. So a quick 5-10 minute break and we shall return. All right?
I want Pip to be pocketing that board game with someone else in the room.
I will allow a small scene where you guys are cleaning out the room.
I believe that Gaius was already heading there anyway, so
Yeah.
probably.
Do it when we get back from break, though. That's all I'm going to say.
We have cake to share.
True.
Alright.
I have sound effect for this coin.
But yeah, no. You guys got some nice little goodies. I think that's an adequate reward for interacting with NPCs is that they give you a bunch of common, mundane shit, but like, value.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind me giving the programmer rubber duck to the head engineer.
No, I don't mind that at all. The rubber duck reference I made probably went over your head too. I only know this because of Sam's dad and her and stepmom telling me about this weird
Duck Jeep.
Yeah, Duck Jeep. It's a weird ass thing that they do, but I find it absolutely humorous that it's actually a thing that a large majority of people do.
Yeah, it's not just a local thing. That goes around.
But I'll be back in 5 minutes, so I'll see you guys at what is 11:26 for me, but just 5 minutes from now.
I feel like it's a white person thing. Because we did Duck Jeep 2. And none of us had a Jeep.
First I've ever heard of it.
It might be a South thing.
It might be a South thing.
You ever do Punch Buggy?
We did.
I heard that one.
We did Punch Buggy, but we called it Slug Bug.
Oh yeah, we call it Punch Buggy here.
Punch Buggy.
I hadn't heard of Punch Buggy until I watched Lilo and Stitch.
It's
I was
probably.
like, oh, I immediately know what this is.
It's probably not as fun anymore because there's not as many of them on the road.
Yeah, it was sad. Well, no, what was funny though was there was a repair shop on the way to Blockbuster that specialized in beetle repair, and so they always had like 2 or 3 dozen beetles just in the parking lot in front of it, and so it'd just be like slug bug, slug bug, slug bug, slug bug, slug bug, slug bug, anytime we went up there.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I was a minute later than I thought I was gonna be.
Welcome back.
Whoa.
What happened?
I didn't realize there was an entire conversation going on in the under the table.
Oh yeah, yeah. Kaze asked about VR.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I think that almost makes up slightly for how short I had to cut all the NPC stuff then.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do an entire session today of just the NPCs. But yeah, a little bit of I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of backstory and some facets to the NPCs that you guys have been interacting with.
I'm glad I remembered to buy the board game.
Yeah, that would have been awkward.
It's like, wait, oh shit, I didn't do that.
Conversations probably still need to be had. Like, that's the end all. I'm waiting for Sam to get back, but once she's back, we'll get started. I'm actually gonna drink a little sip of water here. But yeah, is everyone having fun so far?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, I hope you enjoy that coin. Did you get a chance to look at what the coin does?
Yeah. Throw it in a hole if it's a certain distance, starts to make noise, right?
You know based on the noise, you know exactly how far it went into the hole and back.
Yeah.
It's a very niche common item, but like specifically for this group, I think it's a very good magic item. Alright. Thank you for getting the door to a crack. I think we're ready to begin. Yue, are you back yet?
Hi.
Yeah, okay. Let me go ahead and turn off the slideshow.
Sure, it's nice having break music.
I can't believe Sarah didn't have break music. It broke my
That'd be
heart.
the one thing he did have.
It broke my heart. Oh, the other thing I noticed about the VTTES is that you can add tracks to the jukebox here, so I might actually be able to put a bunch of SoundCloud and YouTube links inside there to use those in the future, but that's something I didn't have time to test because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get you all to install the VTTES before session started. So I appreciate you guys doing that. So I'll try and make use of the tools that we have now that we have them.
It's all good, Homestuck.
Alright, and start music again. Alright, so, you guys begin... Pip, you're the first one to return back to the room. Not too surprising. You had the least distance to cover and had the relatively shortest conversation to have. As you proceed to kind of start cleaning the stuff out of the room, and the first thing you move to do is to pocket the board game from underneath the bed. As shush, you are the first person to walk into the room, and you see Pip currently about to pocket a board game from underneath the bed.
Probably shouldn't steal things.
I'm not stealing. I paid for it.
Gaius!
I have cake!
Gaius, you are right behind Shush. You see Pip currently about to shove a board game into his bag of holding from underneath the bed.
I presume I heard I paid for it.
Nope. We're not doing that. Let's make it a bit.
Okay. Fan of that one, are you?
Something like that.
I have cake!
I gave...
You walk into the room and you see Pip currently about to pocket a board game from underneath the bed.
That's how you repay their hospitality?
I paid for it.
I have cake!
Go ask the quartermaster. I did. I paid for it.
I believe you.
I just wanted this one. He just clams up after that.
Because you can't have cake.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well,
You can have board game, and we can have cake.
I will
Put some cake on
sample
the table.
cake.
Well, if you've ever had a red velvet cake, you kind of understand the experience. This cake is soft and moist. A little bit of a chocolatey taste to it, as you'd expect with velvet cake in general. And the cream cheese frosting, he was generous with it, but not so generous that it's overpowering. It actually is a nice balance of creaminess and softness. It's a nice balance of creaminess and softness and more vanilla sweetness that kind of mingles with the chocolatiness of the red velvet to create a wonderful taste sensation. As it would seem, Fang can in fact cook a good red velvet cake.
unsurprising that goddamn lizard folk can cook. Sure, this is so good.
This seems like baking in particular is a strength of his.
I love cake. I think the cake is great.
That sounds like widespread. It seems everyone appreciates his cooking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So cleaning up the room and enjoying your cake among everything. Eventually, Quartermaster Ragavan. Well, you guys have windows in the private quarters too, so you see that the ship has come to a stop. As you guys hear a on the door. As Quartermaster Ragavan does indeed opens the door, and he's like,
Afternoon. I presume this is our stop.
Indeed, this is your stop. I ask this not to be rude, but may I ask you to return the keys that I gave to you?
Yes, of course.
Well, that's not rude. Do people think it's rude?
Some people would assume that me taking the keys back from you would be an assumption that you would steal the keys.
Well, they're not
Nope.
ours, so.
Yeah, no, still in here. Here's the keys.
Excellent. He's going to insight you.
I mean, it's not a deception, it's the truth.
No, exactly, but you know.
That's what insight's for.
He paid for the chessboard.
He
Callie said.
raises an...
He says it out loud.
Yes, he paid for the chessboard. He came up to the top deck and everything. Said it helped him bond with a member of your group he was having difficulty with.
Pip just kind of like shrinks his head into his cloak like a turtle.
Oh, who is he? Callie, was he playing chess with you? I thought you were getting along fine.
She like pats and pulls Tama out of her hair and looks at him. Did you learn how to play chess?
He takes the shape of a question mark.
He doesn't even know what a chess
At this
is.
point.
Yeah, Kelly's definitely handing it over. I also, she's already taken down her hammock.
You guys did a good job of cleaning up this room.
Would you like some cake?
Is it
We
the
have
cake?
lots.
Is it the cake that Fang made?
It is Fang cake.
As he spins over to where the cake is, he's like, "Oh, you still have half the cake left."
There's a lot of cake.
He cuts off a very small slice for himself, like holding it between pointer and thumb, and just.
I mean, to be fair, he shared bananas with us.
I love Fang's cake. He doesn't make it often enough.
My compliments to the chef.
Right. Pip, did you require any other board games? I have a few.
There were more than one that were played, right? That was just the one that was the majority.
Yes.
Or then yeah, Pip will just kind of like reluctantly in front of everyone list off all the different board games.
There's
You
one
don't
other.
have time for all these board games.
I don't sleep.
Right, but we do. So who are you playing?
I have no comment at this time, and would like to purchase the ones I've mentioned.
Well, at least I'm a fan of the brick building one.
May I have another slice of your of the cake?
Please take some cake.
Thank you. He says he cuts off another small slice, and does the same thing. Ooh, Pip, I have my favorite board game. He says as he reaches into the bag of holding at his sides, as he hands you a small wooden board that kind of rattles and clacks as he passes it over to you. Me and Fang would play this all the time. We bonded over it. Hopefully it will help you as well. It is called Moncala.
Moncala. Okay. Yeah. How much for this and those other ones I mentioned?
This one I give to you for free.
Oh. Thank you.
And the 1 silver piece would cover the other board games. They were not expensive.
Alright, thank you. I am in your debt.
No debt. Fair.
We gave him cake after all.
Yes.
Would you like more?
He cuts off another small slice.
So by now he's actually had a regular.
Yes,
slice.
by this point he has had a regular slice. And he's like, I think that's all the cake I can have. Perhaps I should have some tea with Higginbottoms. No, did you ever get to meet Higginbottom's wife?
I
No, I
don't
don't
believe
think
No,
so.
she was only mentioned.
Well, that's a shame. Next time you are on board, you can meet her.
Is she here? She was always spoken of as if she was a distant.
She stays inside the private quarters.
As
he leans down and whispers, "She's the reason we can have the cannon."
I like this. person.
Insight?
Oh.
Yeah, no, insight and and not only am I gonna, if you pass the insight, I will allow a history roll with advantage. But otherwise, just a history check. So insight to see if you get advantage. Alright, so that's an advantage for calligraphy. DC would have been 15. Well, actually, DC 10. He's being honest with you. So, pass for guys, pass. Hey! Everyone gets to roll a history with advantage.
That's 20.
2 threes! 2
22,
threes!
22, 22.
What is this?
All the people! And Shush is the one that doesn't know. Yeah, no.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense.
All 22s!
Once you put 2 and 2 together, it kind of makes sense. The matriarchy would
together,
be
you get
high. 3 22s. Holy fuck! I just realized that. Jesus fucking god! What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. It's way better than 21.
Yeah, it's one better than 21 even. Anyway, him saying it kind of makes it finally make sense why Fang can have the cannon on board the ship, despite the fact that he seems to barely know the name of the matriarchal flag that he's flying. He has it. Alright, if she's the reason why he can have the cannon, then she is very likely a member or she's either like family or at least closely associated with the matriarchy, and she's here to oversee the uses of the cannon.
So Shush was right. She is the Mistress Canoness.
Yup. I know it was a one-off joke, but that actually was the case. He can only have the cannon because she's here.
As I've told Cybot many times, I shitpost accurately.
Damn it, I was right.
But yeah, you guys all realize that when he leans down to say it. But, at least for as far as Higginbottom is concerned, please just say that the cannon is his. It makes him very happy to have the cannon.
He is very happy about the cannon.
Eccentric, also much more knowledgeable about the cannon than his wife.
The cannon.
Sounds like people in control.
I will not make a comment about that one, even if I consider it to be accurate. I must go to make adjustments to the ship, or at least prepare the crew for when we take off again. I believe that that Eric fellow and his group, along with Fang, are waiting for you down there. Well, at least where the gangplank is. I remembered it this time!
I'm so proud of you.
I wrote it in my notes.
I'm doubly proud of you.
And you found it in your notes, I guess.
Yes!
Anyways,
Triply proud of you.
Alright, so...
I wish you safe travels.
Safe travels to you as well, and good luck on your mission.
Don't slip on the banana peels.
I'm more worried about coconuts. Those things can kill you.
Is Callie familiar with coconuts?
You know what? That's a nature. If Callie's familiar with coconuts, that is a good. That's not a terrible question. Yes, she is familiar with coconuts.
I'm also wondering the same because I was about to look up as a joke.
Oh, it's
but
like
if I
DC
don't
10. DC 10.
know. Nature DC 10.
Yeah, you are aware of coconuts and the lethality of coconuts, as are you, Shush. Now only Pip is the only one who doesn't know about coconuts.
I mean, I'll try. Why
Yeah,
not?
a little bit.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I was gonna make it.
Yes, Pip, you understand that coconuts can be used as a lethal weapon.
Gravity.
Doesn't that only happen if you put the lime in the coconut?
Oh no! You'd have to shake it all up first.
Right.
However, I would be hesitant to call Richard in the morning. He's most grumpy then.
But he doesn't.
But he also doesn't sleep.
He is most
Why would he
grumpy
be-
in the morning.
It's because people wake up and come to him en masse at that point.
Nods his head, yes.
Pip, are you grumpy in the morning?
Am I what in the morning?
Grumpy.
No.
Okay.
He's
I would have to say,
grumpy.
comparatively to Richard, Pip is far less grumpy.
Richard is weird.
Richard is not weird, he just hates people. And I don't think that's weird at all. People are
Same-
dicks.
They are. I seem to get the impression a lot of them don't ask what his needs are.
Richard has needs.
He has needs, yeah.
I need to talk with Fang.
You
The
just
horror in the voice.
open their mind.
Something tells me Richard would be a little bit more happy the next time you guys board the Red Scale.
I think a lot of people are going to be a bit happier.
We'll see.
Alright.
Fucking song stuck in my head now, though.
You did this to
I
yourself.
should not have said that.
I should not have said that.
That is the reference I was making.
Give me a moment, because I didn't roll for today's weather. How's everyone feeling weather-wise?
Raining coconuts.
No.
That sounds
If,
dangerous.
you know what? I need to add that to the chart.
Oh god.
But
Random.
only in specific locations.
God, it's like that.
Today's weather is heavily cloudy.
There's that video we watched where they're like, why do people not randomize the weather? Like, a bird shits on you because that is random happenstance.
Alright, today's weather is heavily cloudy. So as you guys walk on board the top deck of the ship, to where the gangplank is, you see that Fang, Teferi, as well as Eric, Aura, and Vefnet are standing on board the top deck, waiting to say their goodbyes to you.
I just noted something there in the chat. Important.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fair.
I'll just write that as like pile of board games or something.
Alright.
All right. As you can see, Fang is like, well, I hope that your trip on board the Red Scale has suited you well, and that I wish you all the best success on this, and I hope that the cake was delicious, by the way. As Bephomet looks at you, you guys got cake?
You have some left. You want some?
Her face looks very sad as Fang, no, don't take their cake. I'll make you a cake myself.
Callie meets Bephnet's eyes. And
No.
nods.
Right. Anyway, matters of cake aside, it's been a pleasure having you all on board. I'd gladly do it again. In fact, he reaches into his back pocket as he takes a scroll, and who is willing to accept the scroll he's about to pass off?
I like scrolls.
I don't think I could use any scroll that he would be able to give.
Alright, he passes over a scroll of sending. As he's like, when y'all need a ride back, go ahead and send a sending spell my way. I'll start swinging back towards here. I can't promise to get here in any rapid amount of time, but I'm more than willing to hit you a ride back to Aduna. Or wherever you need to go. Say you want to go to Samuka instead.
Nose squinch.
Just nods.
Right, also, I know Higginbottoms said he wanted to say goodbye. As bursting from like the from like where the private core is supposed to be, you see him.
But just him.
Just one moment. You need a moment there? Yes, I could use a hand, even. You'll be fine. Shush! If you could just come over to where I'm at. I'm not used to running this much.
I lay on hands.
Do not. I'm gonna just let you know.
It was going to be a single point.
Yeah, no, a single point of lay on hands. Oh, thank you, Shush. I wanted to give you a resounding thank you for keeping me company whenever my wife couldn't. So, I decided that,
Please don't say it that way.
You know what? Now that you put it that way, yes, it could be taken in that context. I apologize for the implication, Shush. However, as a thank you for sitting down and listening to an old windbag, well, spew his guts, I decided that I'd give you something very nice. My wife actually prepared these for me at some point, but I don't have any particular use of them, or rather, I don't see myself using them in the near future, whereas I think these could be very useful to you. They're scrolls! Magic scrolls! You see, she has the ability to cast magic herself, and, well, this one is a scroll of bless, he says, handing over a scroll of bless. And this one is a scroll of magic weapon, one that is actually quite useless to me since all of my weapons are magical.
Or cannonballs.
Or cannonballs.
Magical cannonball sounds awesome.
Don't make me regret giving this to you.
Life is full of regrets, and he takes it.
There are only 3 things I regret in my life, Shush. Only 3.
Should I ask what those are?
We don't have time for those stories, sadly. But rest assured, should you find yourself on board the Red Scale again, I shall regale you of the tale of my 3 mistakes.
I cannot wait.
Passive perception for everyone else. You see, like, this look. Even to Fury has this look on his face of just.
That's not shocking.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I do regret we did not get to shoot the cannons. I have a confession to make.
"What is your confession?"
As very interested as I am in very big guns, I wanted to hear the boom so that I could add it to the sounds I make as a kenku.
"Oh, I'm terribly sorry. In order to fire the cannon, I need both authorization from our captain or quartermaster, should our captain find himself indisposed, or, well, and my wife's permission as well."
I understand. Maybe next time we will get to shoot the cannon.
If it would please you, at some point I can cast a fireball spell within your vicinity, so that way you can have that sound in your repertoire.
That sounds dangerous.
It is. I wouldn't do it on board the ship. As Fang is giving this look of, "I will murder you." I wouldn't do it on board the ship, mind you. That's a terrible idea. Absolutely terrible. No. But, perhaps off board ship one day, maybe like the ship has touched down for the night, I would do such a thing.
We'll see.
We shall see, Shush. We shall see. You are pleasant company, and I'm going to go back to the gun quarters, if you don't mind. These are pleasant enough goodbyes. Goodbyes to all of you. It was a pleasure spending time with all of you. I wish I could have spent more.
Perhaps next time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Indeed. As he disappears back to the deck below, walking much slower this time. Higginbottoms, you either love them or you hate them. Right! Teferi, I think you said you had something you wanted to say to these guys before they left. Don't die. Eloquently put, Teferi. As always.
I will endeavor not to.
And we all had inspiration to our.
No!
I don't know. I feel inspired to not die.
I feel inspired.
It gives Teferi like a nonchalant like wave, just like what I mean, right? Like the kind of half wave.
Yeah, as he responds to that one in kind, giving you a nod even.
Every time I'll do that, I try to find like Vegeta doing the 2 fingers to Trunks, and I only see the edit where he does the middle finger.
I mean, that sounds apt too.
Means different things in different cultures, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In the Eastlands, it's a sign of respect.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You're number one.
He was number one. Alright. As you guys are walking down the gangplank, you can see that your two, Thump and Parl are already down the gangplank at the bottom, at the base of the gangplank, waiting for you guys.
You're getting that word in.
Yes.
I've learned a new word and now I must use it.
I feel called out, but yes. Alright. Everyone gives you guys like a firm handshake of some kind. Some preferring salutes. Even the lizard folk that are on the even the lizard folk / mercenaries that are on the top deck are all giving you a salute in some form. As Eric does stop you guys before you go. Oh, before you guys leave, I had something I wanted to give to you guys. Hold on a second. It's inside my bag here. As he reaches out, as he pulls
out a middle finger.
as he pulls out a small vial with a red liquid that has like some weird markings on the side of it compared to like what you would recognize as a standard health potion. As he hands it over to you guys.
Takes it. This is.
On the surface, it's just a health potion, but it's really weird. Every single day at dawn, it refills itself. I've never really had a use for this damn thing, but I figured since I'm not getting any use out of it, and it probably might help you guys stay alive, you guys can have it.
Appreciate it. I'm sure this will save hides a few times.
God, that sounds so snarky. Not she would not say that out loud,
Mhm.
but she'd
And,
just be like,
Of course, good luck on your mission. I hope Adam's endeavor doesn't get you guys killed.
Hasn't yet.
Not yet.
I like that you used the word yet.
Well, as long as we put in effort, it won't.
Alright, I look forward to hearing of your success, though. He says with a genuine smile.
That?
Alright, and with that, you guys step off the red scale unless there's anything you really wanted to do right now at this exact moment.
Shoot the cannon.
Can't do that one. Sorry.
I know, but I want it.
So that sounds like nothing from anybody else. So,
Yeah, nothing.
no, I
all right.
can't think of
You guys step off the gangplank of the red scale as it's brought back up, and with waves from the crew, it lifts off the sand and heads out, leaving you guys to yourselves in the middle of the desert once more. At least this time, you guys have a destination you know you have to head to, and know the direction to go.
Yeah, that's
And I
nice.
finally get to ride my bird.
Yep. Shush, you hump on top of...
And give a pet
So-
and a couplet.
So, on our way there, a few things. One, I'm reminding you, Shush, of the potions that we provided. I believe that was given for a reason.
I'm aware.
And the second
Thank
would be
you, but
just a check. The second would, could you please let us know anything that's we should know about these individuals?
And then I presume this is we're walking and talking kind of thing,
Absolutely.
rather than standing around.
Walking and talking.
Well, Grung is capricious and greedy, but like he can wait for a good thing. But I do have some concerns. One, Adam's suggestion was to try and purchase rather than fight, which is a good idea. It should work, but I think one thing is that walking up to him and saying, "Hey, we want to buy your thing," I don't think that's gonna come off well if he's like, "Well, how much gold you got then?" And we just like put down a couple coins. Though I think we still have in our favor. I think somebody might have noticed a ship with the matriarchy flag flying in this direction. That can be a sign of wealth that we can get the matriarchy to give us a ride out here to the middle of nowhere. We have a construct. We have a well-armored, halfling, I guess, once I take the potion. A well-armored dragonborn. Calligraphy has some very impressive and expensive weapons. So I think we can certainly come off as being backed by wealth, if nothing else. So we have
Here's
that.
the thing. Didn't Adam tell us that the Black Sun cult has already tried to make offers? Eric told us they have money. They would have offered that already.
Right. We just have to show that we're the better buy, and that's the second thing that I needed to suggest. If we say that we're representatives of the Pravat Collective, well, they're backed by the matriarchy, and
so Grong might side with give it to the Black Sun cult just out of spite. So I had another idea, but I don't think y'all are gonna like it.
Or a paladin order or something.
Of the opposite. I was gonna approach him as a representative of King Nefkinir.
It kind of rubs his chin.
That way, it's not the matriarchy versus the Black Sun cult. It's one dark cult versus another, and we just need to show that ours is better.
Kelly crosses her arms and tilts her head at him.
At
exactly what he said.
I'm willing to try subterfuge, of course. That's kind of my thing. I would probably be rather good at that particular role, so I'm alright doing it. But I just question... will they know what that is?
Well, it would have to be one of those show don't tell things.
So, as you said, we've got 3 heavily armored people. Wouldn't that then be a sign of intimidation? Why would they not just be ready to fight?
Because if you fight and you lose, you don't get the money. Even if you fight and you win, you don't necessarily get the money. You just get a bunch of dead allies and... Well,
cultists aren't exactly known for being smart.
There is a potential other angle that we could try and find evidence of. If Black Sun Cult is actively desperate and annoyed by him holding out so long, they may have been trying to undercut him. If we could find signs of them actively undermining his own efforts in some way, I believe that might cause him to turn on the Black Sun, at the very least.
Right.
A show of faith.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Shush's idea. It's a resource we have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can do both. Like, there's no reason.
Right? No. I'm sorry. I'm deep in my own thoughts here. Yes, we can do both. Yeah. What do you need me to do?
Shut up and look intimidating like a guard construct would.
I think I can do that.
I believe that you're better at looking the part than I am at telling you how to look the part.
I mean, you can just tell me what you're afraid of, and I'll do that.
Well, the dark, but
I can do dark. Just kind of glances at Callie.
She shrugs. And I guess since you said that, she'll send the Inklings over to basically make your metal dark.
Oh.
Like, clearly not fully understanding.
I mean, that kind of works. That was mostly a self-depreciative jab at what we talked about, but sure, that's cool, actually. I kind of like that.
I'm sure we could get someone to paint you that way if you want.
Oh, no.
Okay. But, that's my plan, yeah.
Guys kind of looks over his armor. I'm not a performative individual, but I will follow along as much as I can. I am good at keeping an eye out, though, so I'll subtly look for the undermining efforts. I have to presume there are some actively going on.
Well, as far as we know, this is the closest that the Black Sun is to one of the right.
Ella Clavis.
Right. If this is the closest they are, then they're certainly not going to take no for an answer. So they may. I think you're right. They might be looking for another way to get it. And if we can show that to Grong and show that we're acting in good faith, then
Just keep in mind, didn't Adam tell us that some of his spies went missing, trying to figure that out as well?
we just have to be better than them, I suppose.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut in here. So what is the consensus plan you guys are coming to? That's all I want. I want, like, come to a vote of it if you have to, but I do want a general consensus of what you guys are going to do.
How far out from the town are we?
Currently you're a little less than a day's travel because you've been walking for a while, so...
Right.
Otherwise you would have been, when Fang dropped you off, you were a day's walk away.
Okay.
Right. I believe the idea is we're going to do Shush's King Gambit. At the same time, we're going to actively keep an eye out for any signs of the Black Sun's treachery to strengthen the King Gambit by showing that we are acting in good faith on behalf of this other dark force, and that dark force is trying to fuck you over. So you can trust our evil. I think that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Alright, that sounds like a consensus for the plan.
Yeah.
Alright, Sam generally says, like, yeah, no, it's fine. Alright. If that's the case, you guys continue traveling, deep into the night, where you guys eventually, because it's nighttime, you guys kind of gotta set up camp.
Right. But then, yeah, once we get to like half a days is when I'll start taking the potions so that if there are...
Well, I mean, you guys would be half a days out by now, but, you know.
Okay.
If you want to hold off till when you wake up in the morning,
Okay.
that's reasonable.
That's fine too. But yeah, just so that if there are like scouts and reporters, then they wouldn't say, "Oh, there used to be a bird with them, but now there's not." How weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What I'm gonna say is, since it is nighttime, what I am going to ask of you guys is, I want you to establish a watch. Also, I need everyone to subtract one ration for dinner time, essentially. And I would say if you guys have one water skin, that one water skin is now empty. You have another and only should have one water skin left to go off of at this point. Though I believe with the giant barrels of water that you guys now have access to via Pip, I think water is less an issue.
I also have a barrel of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can also cast Good Fairy, so we don't use our rations yet, but...
So Calligraphy is offering to cast Good Berry, so you guys don't have to use a ration.
You can go with that.
Alright. Seems like a plan. Alright, so
Alright.
one spell slot down, Good Berry.
Yeah, because it's before sleep anyway.
Alright. So what I will say that this is a brief moment for you guys to talk and potentially finish up conversations that didn't come to their logical conclusion. I did believe that the conversation between Geist and Shush did come to its conclusion, but I know that Calligraphy and Pip had more to their conversation that they wish to have. But I'll let that happen during potentially at some point where you guys are switching watch. If you guys are both cool and have the energy to do that.
Yep. I am.
That's fine.
If I may do something during my watch,
Sure.
real quickly, it's just because I have things. Identify, because I'm gonna recharge spell slots anyway on the coin and this potion. See exactly how they work.
All right.
Guys.
The ritual. I'm assuming you're ritual casting it anyway,
Yeah.
or all right. You know using ritual casting to identify. You know exactly how the coin works. That it's a Delver's coin. When you toss it into like a well, or when you toss it into a well, or like over a cliff face or something like that, you hear a sound that indicates to you the exact distance that it took for it to fall and hit the bottom. As for identifying the health potion, everything about the identify spell just says it's a basic ass health potion.
That's interesting. So it's not the potion, it's the rune that's doing it probably.
Seems so.
Interesting.
It sounds like Gaius is taking first watch though, from the sounds of it. So we'll just say that you did that around your first watch. What do we want to be the watch order? Shush probably makes sense to be the last one, since morning time would be the best time for Shush to be watching.
I mean, I could take the
Halfling.
darkest since I have dark vision.
Yeah, Pip doesn't have dark vision, so probably switching sometime between him and Gaius. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Gaius, you take first watch. Can you roll me a perception check, or would you prefer me to use your passive perception?
I will try rolling perception.
All right. That is a 16. All right. Guys, you look out with your dark vision, trying to keep a good eye of things, keeping a good ear out as well. During your watch, nothing interesting happens, but you do manage to identify the two magical items as we discussed. After your time for watch has passed, you go to wake up Pip.
Nudge. Tap the nose.
Yeah.
Ding,
He
ding,
gets-
ding.
Gets up. Alright. Anything interesting?
Nothing. Nothing seen, but I did figure out this coin. And apparently, this potion just is normal, though. Clearly, Eric said does other stuff. We'll see.
Weird.
Alright, Pip, go ahead and roll me a perception, or would you like to use your passive perception?
I'll roll.
Alright. Alright. Pip, during your watch, nothing interesting, nothing terribly interesting or terribly bad happens at all. You certainly don't see anything. Alright, and the next person you'll wake up will be Calligraphy, which will... I'll go ahead and mute myself to spark so that you guys can have that little bit of conversation.
Alright, Callie. Your turn.
Already? Okay.
How are you holding up? I know you don't... No weird dreams this time?
Not today.
Well,
But unless you're going to tell me that whole stupid conversation about being representatives of Nefkinir was a fucking nightmare, like I hope it was.
I'm afraid not. I'm afraid that one's quite real.
Great.
It might not be as bad as it could be.
She squints at you.
How do I put this?
Goes literally against everything I'm about.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm making progress.
Great, you're making progress to become friends with someone who's evil?
No, not necessarily friends, but I'm having... How do I put this? There have been less hostile interactions that may be to our benefit.
You think that just because he's not being hostile means that he's not being evil?
No, I don't say that. But I'd rather the evil be directed at the other evil than us.
Not quite sure I get that. You're just compounding it at that point.
Well, we gotta use what resources we have right now is, I guess, my mindset.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't look forward to this. It's already bad enough that I'm just a fucking walking, talking visual representation of the Demon Lord as it is.
I mean, you can't be that bad, right? You must look at least a little bit like your parents, too.
When I was human, I looked a lot like my dad.
Oh, so this was like a thing that happened later? Or you mean...
The potion.
Oh, right. Sorry. I don't know how it works. Yeah, the potion. I nearly forgot.
This is not an egg or the Dragonborn situation. I was born this way.
No, I apologize. I didn't mean it like that.
No.
Well, what was your dad like then? Like, did they... I guess it wasn't a good relationship, or...
I had a good relationship with him, I guess. He was very busy. He's always traveling for business, trying to work out deals, trying to grow the village. He wanted it to become a town again. And so
yeah.
it was decimated at some point.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it was decimated. It's not easy, you know, seeing your old home like that.
He had to see what his parents did to it and clean up their mess, I guess. But
Kind of nods.
didn't mean he spent a lot of time at home. A lot of people speak really highly of him, though. So, I guess he's got an image or something.
Oh, your old man's still around then?
Last I checked, but that's 8 years now. I don't know.
What's kept you separated?
Me, I decided to leave. I felt like I'm just burdening him, burdening the village's image. I was just locked inside all the time. Like a fucking pet bird or something.
Well, I can't really say one way or the other your personal context on that, but have you weird thing, right? Never really had the whole family thing, but you're distant, you're not there, you're not burdening him right now. Why not just send him a letter or something?
I mean, I don't know if he even cares.
Well, one way to
think he
find
just
out,
took
right?
care of me for because he didn't have a choice. I don't even know what to say in a letter.
Say, hey, it's me, Callie. My annoying construct friend keeps badgering me to do this, so I figured I would. And then go from there. Can't hurt to try, right?
She actually clearly is really considering what he's saying. Yeah, I guess.
Take it from someone who's quite old. You're gonna want to try and get those words through while you can. Put it that way.
I just don't want to be a burden on him. He has a lot of important things to do. He doesn't need the tiefling marring that.
I might it's a letter. If it's a huge burden, then maybe you won't hear back. But, maybe you will.
Yeah. If I don't hear back, it's nothing new. I guess I'll think about that a little bit. But you can go rest. I'll go take my watch.
Sounds good. Good night, Kelly.
Night.
I'll go to the corner and shut down.
All right, good scene. Glad you guys got to finally finish that. All right, calligraphy. I want you to roll me a perception.
That's a 24.
Well, hot damn. Damn it, I can't not. So with the 24,
Uh-oh. Oh no.
don't worry, I'll start music when it's necessary.
Why did the music stop? Oh no.
I found them.
No, we killed that shark.
I could play that music just to troll you guys, but no.
God damn it.
I actually need to pull your guys' token to the map. I forgot to do that. So, take a quick 5-minute breather for you guys to go like refill water bottles or use the bathroom really quickly while I drop you guys on the map.
All right, I will be right back.
Let's see. I need Shush. I need Gaius. I need Pip. And I need calligraphy. And I need Parl. And Thump.
The good news is Parl and have also leveled up while they were away.
Well, I regret to inform you of this, but
Shit.
it's going to be very fortuitous that the natural instinct of an Ilkuku is to run away from danger.
Boy. I discovered danger.
I mean, it's a good thing you discovered danger. I just need to make sure this is properly measured out. Oops, not radius ruler. Okay, so they should be 60. It should be about 45 feet out when you notice them. Yep, that's about right. And a little bit closer with that one, and measure it again just to be certain.
And I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm just doing some quick measuring. That one goes right there. Oop. And the last one will go right here.
I forgot to say we should have put our rations in the bag.
All right. New map.
New map.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna zoom out.
Bug.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Oh,
As calligraphy, with that super high perception, you notice that there is a large amount of sand like being pushed towards you as you see like these insectoid like mandibles peeking forth out of the sand. As you kind of look around, it's like, am I seeing this for real? But looking around, you see that to the left of you there is also one similarly, and then you look to the right of you, there's another one, and then look behind you as well, and there's another one. So guys and Shush, you guys have to start this battle technically asleep. It will take an action for someone to wake you up. But, for everybody's sake, it's time to roll for initiative.
Wait, so it's an action to wake each one?
To wake up a person, it takes an action.
So I can't yell and...
Correct. You cannot yell. You have to go up and shake them and wake them up.
Fuck.
Alright, let me get this out of here. So far it's sorting it correctly, which is good. And let me get this up. Wow, that's actually quite nice that it worked out like that. Alright, so the good news is you don't technically, because of Sentry's Rest, you don't have to do that for Shush. That is
For Pip.
I'm sorry, for Pip. For Pip, because of Sentry's Rest, you don't have to use an action to wake him up. You can verbally just wake him up. But yeah, that's just how it goes. Let me start the music.
Oh, you put me... Okay. Oh boy. That's so twangy.
Alright.
Game method vibes.
Pip, you are first on the initiative. However, you are currently within your Sentry's Rest, so until Calligraphy uses a non-verbal action to wake you up, you technically still count as being in Sentry's Rest.
Wait, Pip's the first?
Calligraphy reverse.
What's happened?
Pip and calligraphy.
Oh, we are equal.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, I see what happened.
I was like, what? I see a
I-
top.
Somehow it ended up duplicated, so let me fix this.
Maybe it picked
You
up
mu-
our rolls.
I think I didn't clear it last time is the problem.
Yeah, that must be it, because I only see one, so it must be GM side.
Yeah,
Different
there
map.
we go. So yeah, there we go. So next, first is the Ankeg from the south. I do not mind telling you what the creature is, because it has been mentioned in conversation before.
Yeah, we saw him on a door for a puzzle.
Yep. Let me get my... Let's see, it has a 30-foot movement or a 10-foot burrow, but that's probably not what's going to be relevant here. As it is going to move 30 feet to right there. And then it is going to use... Acid spray. Oh, and it whispered it. Of course it did. Give me just a moment. I'll fix that. There it is. It never whisper rolls. Alright, that should fix that. Alright. It is going to use its acid spray. So he is going to... It is going to spray a 30-foot long and 5-foot wide line of acid. So, from where it is standing, that is going to be Calligraphy and Pip. You two need to make me dexterity saving throws. DC is 13. Pip, you make this save with disadvantage. As a matter of fact, wait, as you're incapacitated as far as the rules concerned. So actually, that's an automatic fail. My bad.
Okay.
Casting Absorb Elements.
Alright, you are casting Absorb Elements. I'm going to go ahead and roll the acid damage. That is 14 acid damage. Calligraphy, that is technically 3 acid damage. And your weapons are, and one of your weapons is now charged with the acid as per the spell. Pip, you take the full 14 acid damage though. You are awake. You are awake though. That is not something you could sleep through.
Yeah, that's a little ouchy.
And I'm actually going to say it's my scimitars.
Alright. So, yep.
Because
That-
it has to be a melee attack for it to
Calligraphy, it is your turn.
All right.
It got close really damn fast. I'ma kick the bird. Wake up! We have enemies!
Ah!
And then I don't think I have a bonus action I can do right now. I don't really want to move, so just gonna stay close for a moment.
Unfortunately, that does mean you lose the acid charge for
I thought it's no.
on your next turn.
No, it says for your next melee attack.
Read the whole spell.
Until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, for the resistance.
Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 of the triggering type. So, first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn.
Oh, the reaction was before my turn.
Yep. So
Can
you
I
will.
do the bonus action? Did we change it to a bonus action for the offhand?
It is a bonus action to offhand attack. I'm going to check really quickly if you have to attack with your main hand before you can make the offhand attack, but I don't believe that's the case.
Okay, because in that case, I would just go ahead and not waste it.
Because unfortunately, they got rid of that ruling where you can just double attack as part of an action. So we're not gonna use that.
Yep. I made a mistake.
What happened?
Ignore this one.
What?
Yeah, no problem.
I was trying to figure out how to pull on my helmet in this new mode, and I accidentally duplicated my token.
Let's see.
Oh, I see. You should be able to delete it the same way you...
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
You need to, like, when you take an attack action with one of your light weapons, you can use your bonus action to attack with
So
a
I
weapon.
really have to.
Yeah. However, the second attack does not receive. Yeah, no. You would actually
So
have
I
to.
would not be able to wake up Shush.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to wake up Shush if you do this. So it's what do you value more? Waking up Shush to have more allies to be able to fight, or being able to?
Damn.
I don't.
Now I'm like, can I just? I can't retcon what I did.
Yeah, no. Shush is awake. It's okay.
Well, I can't do anything then. Well, it's.
UA, were you trying to say something? It sounded like you were
I don't
trying
know.
to speak.
Like the way I'm reading it, the only thing you lose is the resistance. It doesn't say that you lose.
It's the first time you hit.
First time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so
apparently
you
it
have
ends
until
even-
the end of your next turn to do it.
Yeah. And
It does
I
say
didn't-
the duration is 1 round, so...
Yeah. See, I didn't realize.
Like,
that.
if
I
one of
would
these
just-
things comes close enough that she can get an offhand attack, like with it trying to disengage without, with it trying to leave without disengaging, she would get that, but other than that, it's not happening. That being said, she still took less acid damage than she was supposed to, so that's
Yeah.
that's still a victory.
You know what? Then I'll move. Because maybe I can get that attack in.
No, that's fair.
So I'm gonna
Oh,
move
I get it. Okay.
closer. Not directly to it, but close enough that it's going to have to pass me some way or another.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Okay,
If
yeah, it
it's
is a
going
5-foot
to-
reach.
If it's not just going to do a fucking another acid spray anyway.
Alright, no bonus actions though?
I don't have a bonus action other than that.
Alright. Pip, it is your turn. You are prone, technically, so you can use half your movement to get up from prone, but you are awake after that horse shit.
Yeah, he'll get up with half movement, go to Gaius, and shake him awake.
Eyes spring open. Sees acid on you. Clang.
And then I have 5 more feet of movement. I'm gonna go 5 feet to the east. There we go. and I'll use my use object interaction to pull my weapon out.
All right. Shush! It is your turn. You are prone, but you can stand up from prone for half movement.
I stand up from prone.
We have a bonus action left. I'll second wind.
All right, makes sense. Nice. Got about half that damage back.
Standing up, I grab my shield and get my weapon out and come join the rest outside where there are monsters.
Alrighty.
Does that give me do? I should still be able to Eldritch Blast one of these guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, you do not
It's an action to put your shield on.
You're right. So
There is one thing I also have to note, that you do not technically have dark vision anymore, so these rolls will count as them having half cover because of the obscurement rules.
right.
But
fine.
that's its own thing, just information for you.
Right, it is. It's, okay, so it's an action to don my shield. Then that gives me.
That is a lot of AC to have in the event of a bad.
Right.
It's also a holy symbol for a lot of your spells.
Right. We are instead going to hex this fella.
Alright, I'll go ahead and drop a hex on him.
Yeah. And we're gonna do it on strength.
Alright, makes sense. Action.
It was put on the shield.
Okay. It is now this Ankeg here's turn. It is going to... I need this to snap to the corner, not. Okay, yeah, he can't get in range, but he can get fairly close. They do not want your birds. But what he is going to do is he's going to lean back as you see acid gurgling in his maw.
That's very
And
nice.
that is another acid spray. I'll roll the damage. I just need to create the line for you guys to visualize. That's weird, that went away. Oh, there it is. And there is my line. I want you to snap to corner. Alright, so from where he is standing, that is going to get Shush, Gaius, and Pip. I need you all to make me dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
That's a shitty roll.
Okay, that's half damage for Gaius and Pip, but full damage for Shush. Here is the damage. Whew, 13 damage. Half of that will be 6. So Shush, you take 13 acid damage, and Pip and Gaius, you take 6.
Got it.
Hey, health bars work correctly now. How about
They
that?
sure do. How about that?
Amazing.
It only took us installing a fucking... I'm not gonna go there today. Alright, this Ankeg right here. This is gonna seem very similar to what the last one did.
Oh, I saw sparkles.
Actually, no, he's in range. He's actually close enough that he can just get in for the attacks. So he's gonna do that instead, because that is their preferred strategy. This Ankeg is going to skitter forward and Honestly, it's about 50-50 about which one he goes for, because you're both covered in big chunks of metal. 1d2 says one is Pip, and it's Pip. Of course it's
Okay.
Pip.
Makes sense to me.
Alright, he's going to go for a bite attack on you. That is an 8 to hit. I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Alright, just something else to fix on that sheet very quickly. Alright, that is that Ankeg's turn. Guys, it is your turn. This thing just ran in your face.
It's a giant bug. I just got sprayed with acid. This thing is in my face. I am snarling like a motherfucker.
This is triggering the bad memories.
He is getting a fistful of thunder.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Fistful of thunder indeed.
That is 11 thunder damage. And he has disadvantage to hit any creature that is not you until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
Protect the Pip.
I-
What about bonus action?
I also have extra attack.
Oh, that's right, you can attack twice!
Yeah. Fuck this guy.
That's another hit. 4 or 5 thunder damage.
You rolled a 1 twice. Fuck.
Low damage rolls, but
Min damage rolls,
Great.
but still decent damage.
yeah. Bonus action is 10 HP, which is 5. Just deep inhale. Tired of bugs.
Ain't that the truth? Any other actions for your turn?
I'm not moving.
Alright.
Actually, I am gonna move. I'm gonna move here.
Okay, yeah, that
so
makes.
that I don't get splashed again easily.
Alright, speaking of which, this Ankeg's turn here. Let's see how close he can move. I really need you to snap to the corner, ruler. Okay, he can get close enough to hit Parl. That's bad.
That's
bird.
sad.
And that will wake
fine.
Parl. That will wake Parl up though. It's got that going for it. All right, so this thing scares forward to where Parl is. It will get to attack with advantage because Parl is technically considered prone and incapacitated.
Yep, that makes sense to me.
Oh yeah, they're not on the.
They're last in the turn order.
Okay.
That is a 23 to hit Parl. That is absolutely a hit for 7 slashing and 4 acid. Also,
Okay.
Parl. Oh, it's automatically grappled. So on Parl's turn, he'll have to start making checks to escape the grapple.
Sure.
All right. It would be Parl's turn now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when are they on the initiative? Okay, so that makes sense.
So Parl is awake and is highly aware of what's going on because
Ouch.
Yeah. So, okay, so it needs to escape the grapple. So I believe that is either athletics or acrobatics.
Yes. DC is 13.
Okay, let's try his athletics, which is just a strength score.
That is a pass. Parl lifts his legs as he kicks this Ankeg as he gets unceremoniously dropped to the ground. Parl can move, and Pip, you are allowed to move. He would take the attack of opportunity, but that might be safer than being next to this thing.
Yeah, I think standing there is not gonna work out well for him, so his best bet is to try and just run away. So let's see. His movement is 50, so yeah, he's gonna try and move. Go, I guess that direction.
Alright. Ankeg will attack him, obviously. That is a 14 to hit.
Let me just double check. His. Oh yeah, that is a not looking very good bird. Now I don't remember, how's movement resolved when you're down by an opportunity attack. Would he just end up like here?
Yep.
Or like where's?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Parl attempts to escape as the Ankeg grabs onto Parl's hindquarters as it rips a huge chunk out of him as he lets out as he falls over, bleeding out into the sand. Parl is dying.
Yeah. Go.
It is Thump's turn. Thump is asleep, but I will allow you to roll a perception check for him to wake up. DC is 10.
I have his sheet. Let's see if I can find his perception. I guess, well, it'd be straight wisdom.
That is a way. Thump, hearing the sound of Parl going down, and hearing the general sounds of combat all around him, eyes flick open. Looks around, panic. It is half his movement to stand up from prone. You may also have him run away if you desire.
Yep.
He has an act at least.
He is going to stand up. Can Parl, yeah, I don't know why I said Parl. Can Thump disengage?
He may.
Cool. He is going to disengage, and he is going to fuck off in a general...
Half his movement, so 25.
Right. A general... Oh, how do you get snap to corner?
When you click on the ruler, change it from snap to center to snap to corner.
Okay, it's a hover over thing. Cool. Down there.
Alright, so Thump kind of jumps over where the Ankeg is, letting out a squawk of kites as he dashes away. Well, disengages and begins to run away, not wanting anything of what's going on here.
Reasonable.
Alright, it is now the Ankeg coming from the south's turn. It is going to choose to ignore Thump, because there's a juicy, delicious tiefling standing in front of it. It is going to attempt to attack the calligraphy. Also, I need to roll a d6.
Oh no. I know what that's for.
That's 3. It does not recharge.
Thank goodness.
It is, however, going to bite calligraphy. Or at least attempt to.
Ah, son of a bitch.
That's a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Calligraphy, you take 13 slashing and 3 acid damage. And you are grappled.
Hellish Rebuke.
Well, fuck me. If that's not a response.
That's max damage.
Holy shit. So yeah, this thing goes and chomps on calligraphy, taking a big chunk out of her side as it burns in, as just instinctually. It's like, you don't even hate it. You enter instant rage mode as this thing is hit with gouts of flame of flames as it lets out a hissing.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it regrets that. You are, however, considered grappled, so go ahead and give yourself the grappled condition if you would.
Boy. Well, it's not.
Alright, it is your turn though.
Yeah.
That is
So
all-
it's So my movement's 0 when I'm grappled, and I attack with disadvantage.
I'm not sure if the attack with disadvantage, but I know your movement is 0. It's 5e.
Because it can't grapple me if it's dead.
A grappled creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to speed. No, there's no disadvantage to attacking.
Well, I'm going to hit it, so I'm not even going to bother with the grapple right now. I'm just going to try and hit
Alright,
it.
I'm gonna... Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hit with we're going to tooth and nail it. So let's do gathered swarm for the first one, and swing tooth.
Hit.
And that's damage. Right. And then extra attack with tooth. Or actually I guess I'd rather flavor this that I do the bonus action nail so that I do tooth nail tooth thing. Yeah. So my offhand.
Hit.
Oof. And then one more tooth.
Wait.
Oh.
Alright, you take the first.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Sorry. So you take the first swing with tooth as this thing's holding you, stabbing it underneath one of its mandibles as it hisses and shrieks and tries to like chew on you as fast as it can. It's clearly made a mistake today. As you then immediately take nail, driving it behind the head as it just slices through like any cleaner than any scimitar blow you've ever had before. As its head comes off and you're dropped to the ground. You don't fall prone, but you're dropped to the ground on your feet. You still have all your movement and an attack left.
Alright, so since I have all my movement and extra attack, I'm going to... I guess I'm going to survey the situation, see that Pearl is downed, and let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, to get right in front of him, right? Yep, 30, exactly 30, so let's just get here. And let's do extra attack with tooth. What? Ugh. Please. Get a 13 hit. Avenge the board.
I'm so sorry. It just misses. It just misses.
Damn it.
Okay. Well, that was my movement, bonus action, and attacks. So, I'm just here for now, I guess.
Alrighty. So yeah, Calligraphy, after downing one of the Ankegs, immediately runs over to work to make herself a barrier between Parl and the remaining Ankeg before it can come and try and finish off the job. Meaning that it is now Pip's turn.
Okay. A more sentimental person might try to heal the bird, but in the interest of party members not being chowed down on either, I'm going to attack instead. Perhaps later, if there's a chance. But for now, yeah, attacking the Ankeg.
Ooh, I'm sorry, that is not a hit.
Yeah. Bonus action. Oops, what did I do? What did I do that? I did not click that. Oh wait, I clicked the wrong part of the macro, that's why. Ignore that.
Don't worry, I got you. 18 is a hit, though.
Okay. And now roll sneak attack.
Yep, and you will definitely get sneak attack. Ooh, one more damage.
That's good.
Alright, so Pip, you... Oh, no, that's you. I'll let you describe it, sorry.
That's right, I was gonna say, how hurt is this thing? That's my question.
It looks fairly badly injured. It clearly made a mistake.
Okay. Action search. Action search.
Alright, yep, here we go.
Okay. Oh god, the cheesy thing to do now would be make a stupid trigger on a reaction to try and get another sneak attack.
That would be the cheesy thing to do.
I feel like I should do that.
It looks really low. I would say that. It does look really low.
Yeah, if this thing does literally anything, I'm gonna use my reaction to swing at it again. Is my...
Okay, so if it tries to, say if it tries to attack you or Gaius, you're going to use your held reaction to attack.
Yeah.
All right, that's specific enough. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Alright, Shush, it is your turn. The target that was hexed is no longer alive. Would you like to move your hex spell?
Yeah, it should move on to this guy.
Alright.
I just realized my health bar is still not working on my end. Yay.
Really? It's still not working on yours?
Yeah, it still looks. But if I click on me, I can see my health.
Well, so at least that one's at least that part's accurate.
Yeah. So thanks for the overlay.
Alright, Shush, so you move your hex spell to the ant keg that's barely holding on to life.
Yeah.
Alright.
And we're going to move back, but not all the way back to get close to everybody. And I am going to cast Bless.
Alright, that is on you, that's on Calligraphy, Gaius, and, Pip, or are you...
Well, it's, when I cast a spell, it's automatically at second level, so it hits all four of us.
Oh, okay. So yeah, everyone has the, everyone in the party is under the effects of the Bless spell.
Yeah. And that's... I guess that was an automatic thing. That's an action, and that's some of a movement. Lay on hands is an action. I don't have any other bonus actions I can cast. I don't think. No. Wait, am I stupid?
What?
Bless is a concentration spell.
Yep, if you cast, I was about to
right,
say,
so,
like, if you cast it,
that's fine. I don't think Hex is... I did it to get rid of the grapple, but I don't think the grapple is really mattering, so Bless is better.
Okay, so yeah, we drop concentration on Hex, and Bless is... A relationship with Hex done. Bless now, dear friend. Alright, Shush casts Bless on everyone in the party, and we'll just forget that bonus action, which means you still have a bonus action if you have one, but I do not believe you have anything else you can do as a bonus action.
Nah.
Alright, that is the end of Shush's turn then. It is now this Ankeg here's turn, as it is going to continue to pursue forward and try to attack Shush. That is a 17 to hit. I believe that is a miss.
Because right now he has...
Oh, right, I need to roll Parl's death save, or is he just dead? I don't know how it works for him.
I'm going to allow your birds to have death saving throws.
Okay.
So when it's his turn, we will roll death saving throws.
Right, but wasn't it supposed to be after? It's not on the initiative, so I'm not sure when it was.
It's after the Ankeg that rolled a 3 on the initiative.
Ah, okay, got it. At the bottom, makes sense to me.
He doesn't sleep with half plate armor on, so he's 16, so 17 hits.
Then that is 20 damage total, and Shush is grappled.
That's a lot of fun.
Concentration save.
Yep, you need
yep,
a DC 10
it's
concentration.
Coming. Yep, it's coming.
That's a pass. Also, he has damaged you.
And I have a reaction, so we're gonna Hellish Rebuke.
Alright.
And this is at level 2. Is it coming? Okay.
Yeah, there it is. DC 15 Dexterity saving throw. I forgot to roll Dexterity, so for Callie, I'm not going to be asked to go back and re-roll that far back.
It might be alive.
That's an 8, so no. I'm gonna assume the other one would have rolled equally as shitty. So that is 19 damage to this.
Yep.
So yes, it bites you as a similar result as when Callie was bit. As you have green flames fly from your body and begin to burn things as it hisses and shrieks. That is its turn though. It is now the Ankeg in front of Pip and Gaius. It's going to try to attack Pip, which will trigger Pip's held reaction.
Okay, there we go. Nope.
Oh, that's a miss.
But if it also attacks with disadvantage because of Gaius is...
Correct.
Yay.
Because
Yeah.
Gaius has wrapped it in that energy, it has to attack with disadvantage. I don't know. Oh. That's why.
The bless that won't matter. But I had to roll it.
Double 15s. But both of those would be a miss.
Yep.
Alright, that is its turn, though. Gaius, it is your turn. This thing refuses to fuck off and die.
Yeah, this thing needs to fuck off and die. I can move here. I believe that the cone hits both if I fire it like that, like, clutching this guy's leg and hitting that guy.
Yeah, no, that works. Yeah. Alright, so go ahead and click it.
Alright.
That's DC 14 dexterity save for, or they take 11 lightning damage.
It might be agile.
I don't know about that. Alright, so the first one is,
19.
and oh my god! Both of them take half damage. But half damage is still enough to kill this one right here.
It's good.
And 6 damage is still a significant amount of HP for that one. So yep, helmet opens up as a cone of lightning is released, frying the one that is next, that was in between you and Pip, and badly burning the one that is currently holding on to Shush.
Yeah, also thanks to a man called Fizzban, I believe I could still use my other action.
That is
Or,
correct.
extra time. He's getting a fistful of noise.
Ooh, that's absolutely a hit. Hoo-wee. That's not minimum damage. It's still alive, but just barely.
Let him go. Yeah, the other guy sounded like that too.
Alright, it's Ankeg in front of Callie's turn. You take a guess what's about to happen.
Chomp chomp.
Could be run.
That is a natural one! As it attempts to bite you, as you just hold up your scimitars and just ting, block it, and swing them wild to deflect the jaws back, as it kind of lowers its head and... Guess whose turn it is? Calligraphy!
Yeah, that's a...
Oh, death save. Roll me death saving throw for Parl, and Thump may continue to run.
I think that was...
Oh, that's a pass. Parl is one step closer to stabilizing.
Yeah.
Thump, would you like to move Thump?
Yeah, working on it, but I lost the order somehow.
While you're doing that, Calligraphy,
Yeah, I have a question.
I have an answer potentially.
So,
Would it be an action for me to throw a good berry to Pip before I attack?
It would technically be a used object to hand a good berry over to Pip.
just a used object, not an action.
If you can get close enough to Pip to kind of toss it on the sand next to him, he can do that.
Okay.
He can pick it up from in the sand where it is, because dropping an object is pretty much a free action.
Okay. I'm going to do a thing.
Alright, so Callie's essentially dropped a good berry right here in the sand.
Yep, so I'm stepping over one and then dropping it behind me.
And then...
Okay.
So I'm going to do that so that Pip can get to it and help Parl. And then I'm going to get back to attacking. So I'm going to hit with Tooth. With Gathered Swarm. Boop.
15 is a hit.
Alright. For 14 damage. Let me undo Gathered Swarm.
Alright, good.
And then I'm going to hit with Nail. That's at 12. Alright. And then one more hit with tooth for my extra attack.
Is it?
Alright. For 8 slashing.
Alright, not bad.
And that's my turn.
Alright, Pip, it is your turn.
Okay, so gonna grab that berry and use my fast hands to try and feed it to Parl.
Alrighty. Parl regains 1 HP as he was dying, but now he seems a little bit better. He's definitely going to still require intensive medical care to not be the actual dead.
Yeah. And then moving in, and I'll use my actual action to try and attack.
Alright, let's see it. Oh, shit!
Damn.
And that's a sneak attack.
Yep!
Yeah.
Woo! Well, how do you kill it,
Bullet
Pip?
blend.
Two
Justice.
sixes.
How do you kill it, Pip?
Just like, I guess he's really angry about Parl, and just one swing with the top half, and then swing with the follow-up swing with the second half to just split this thing in two.
Yep, as it just falls back. And doesn't even get like a chance to really even react as it just dies.
And just flicks the blade aside to get the blood off.
Like you,
Turns to the next one.
he was affected by the sad look on Pearl's face when you got him back awake.
Mm-hmm.
Bug hurt me. How dare.
I can still move 5 feet, so I'll move there.
Alright. Shush, it is your turn.
So I am grappled.
You are. You can choose to attack or you can
Forgot to roll the bless. It didn't matter, but I wanted to see how high my number would get.
You may either use you may either use an action to escape the grapple, or you may attack while grappled. It is your choice. Oh, yeah, no, that works. So Shush, you where you poof into?
15, 20, 25, 30. It's back here. And then Eldritch Blast the thing.
Alrighty.
Which is this guy right here. Jesus!
Unfortunately, that would
I
be...
get it.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
That's fine.
I believe that... oh, wait, no. Yeah, you're level 5, so you get 2 Eldritch Blast.
You're right. You're right. Wee.
That one is
It's
a
a little
hit.
bit.
That one is a hit. And Shush, how do you
For
finish
max
off
damage.
this? How do you finish off this one?
It's already on fire from the Hellish Rebuke, and now the fire just spreads and it disintegrates.
Alright, and yep. It hisses and shrieks and pops until it becomes a bubbling pile of ash. A smoldering pile of ash. And that is it for combat.
Oh boy.
Fang told us to think about other things.
Mm-hmm. However,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. Let me pull up my notes really quickly for this one. Yeah, there we go. Examining these. Are you guys? Would you guys like the chance to examine these antiques? Because you guys have the chance to do that. Okay. How are you examining them? Because this is an important question.
Are these the one we cut the bellies? No, but
The idea I had was cutting the belly, but I suppose I'd be examining them overall when trying to do so.
All right. If that's the case, all right. If you're going to be cutting open the belly, it's going to be survival. But if you're going to actually be examining them in the way I'm indicating, then it would be an investigation.
I'll go for investigation.
I can cut
Damn
open
one.
a belly.
All right. So that's a survival from Callie and investigation. That's a pass for calligraphy. Unfortunately for her, that may not have been the most useful one, but that...
Kip, would you like to assist?
Yeah, Pip will assist. Since
for
Shush seems...
Shush, I want you to roll me a, not an animal handling, but a medicine. Investigation. So, guys, as calligraphy is splitting open the stomach of this thing to see if there's anything of value inside, which unfortunately, yeah, nothing of value inside these things.
Just bug guts.
Yeah, just bug guts this time. Looking at these things and getting a closer look, you notice there's like a small thing carved onto the forehead of these creatures.
Trying to get a clear image of what it is. Is it a sun?
It is not a sun, though that would be helpful. I will go and say that the medicine check, you do stabilize Parl and get him bandaged up. But yeah, I would ask that either a religion or arcana check is rolled since you have now spotted this symbol on this creature.
Suppose I could try calling over Shush, given it's like he's the other spellcaster here.
Right.
Shush, could you come take a look at this
What? Oh, okay.
to get advantage on this?
Yeah.
Not great. Hello?
Christian.
Sorry. That is unfortunately not a pass. The only check I can offer as a substitute is that, as sad as it is to say, Shush, Calligraphy, or Pip can roll a religion check in instead to see if they can figure that out. So whichever one of you is proficient in religion, now is your chance.
I am not.
Pip is not. Is Shush?
Surprisingly, no.
I got it.
Well,
too.
whoever has the highest value, flat.
Well, mine's +1.
2.
0.
I guess it's me.
Alright, is someone going to assist Calligraphy with this?
Yeah, Pip will assist.
Okay.
So this is religion.
Yeah, religion with advantage.
Maybe we're mulling over demon knowledge or something here.
Yeah.
Oh, double twos.
Unfortunately, both from an arcane and a religious perspective, you guys cannot piece together what this symbol is. Clearly, it is something in. Clearly, it has some sort of significance. But its exact nature eludes you.
I'm
going to make
a sketch of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I was going to do the same, but not as one thing. I was going to like separate it so that if it has some sort of effect when it's together, it doesn't activate. But it's like these pieces together make this symbol.
Alrighty. For doing that, all I would ask for Calligraphy, you know the check that you need to make. I don't think I even need to say it. For guys, I would say
Painters.
yeah, use your painter's tools.
But what's
Using
my...
it in this case, we're using intelligence.
Alright.
In guys' case, I would just say roll me a flat out intelligence.
Okay.
Jeebus.
Unfortunately, that is not a pass for Calligraphy, nor is
Wow!
that a pass for guys.
I like how
Damn.
none of these have been like above 10.
Yeah, this has
Yeah.
been brutal. I'm sorry, you guys.
Instead of taking a sketch, Pip's just gonna pry the fucking head plate off of it with a knife.
That's
Yep,
smart.
that is a strategy.
Just give it that Callie was half still
Yeah, half asleep.
like trying to watch. She's like,
Okay,
dad
that
thoughts.
explains everything. It was like the adrenaline's wearing off. We're all getting tired again.
They're drawing it, and Pip's just like peeling it off with a dagger.
Oh, that's smart.
Guys,
If it's carved in, you could just like put ink on it and make an imprint.
You could, but you're not
didn't
gonna.
they say that health potion refills at dawn?
Yes. Tosses it to Shush.
And Shush gives it to Parla. And then gives him his 9 lay on hands.
All right, 9 lay on hands to Parl, as well as and roll that health potion as if it is a standard health potion amount of healing.
2d4, right?
Yeah, 2d4 plus 1, I believe.
Sorry, how much was the lay on hands? I missed it.
9.
Okay, got it.
All right.
That's not low.
So 17 HP for Parl.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing pretty good now.
The only thing that Parl will have is that he will be walking for a limp, with a limp for a couple of days. That is my trade-off for the fact that he was not killed instantly.
Yep. Makes sense to me.
And gives the empty potion thing back.
Taking it back.
Let's put like a leg or something on his token.
I'm curious
Yeah.
now. Does the rune on the empty vial look similar to the runes on Eric's sword?
No, they do not.
Okay, that was just curiosity.
No. I understand. I understand where that question is coming from because giant magic, weird shit, potential.
Yeah.
I just need to make a note here quickly.
They cut the bug's forehead off.
That's why the intelligence roll failed for her painter supplies. Otherwise, she would have just made an imprint. That would have
Just
been
pick up the bug's
intelligence.
head, smack it against the paper.
Exactly. That's the intelligence, and that's why it failed.
All right. Technically, you guys may continue to have your long rest if you feel safe to do so.
I feel safe, and I'm going on watch anyways soon.
All right, Calligraphy, would you like to finish up your watch?
Yeah, I guess I'll finish up my watch. I think I did something.
Well, to be fair, you did spot it and stop it from being a worst case scenario.
A full ambush.
A full ambush. Yeah. That being said, Calligraphy, you finish up your watch without much problem or issue.
Can I do something gross during my watch?
What are you gonna do?
Of course.
Spread the bug guts around us as a warning for any others.
That's fair. Roll me a survival check.
14?
Yep. All right. So Calligraphy makes a show of it as she like encircles the entire camp with bug guts, as if to say, "Fuck you. You come here, you die." And
felt
I like
that's
the
the best I could do for territorial kind of.
Right. Right. The rest of your watch goes off without a hitch, even. No problems whatsoever. And then you go and wake up Shush.
Hey, wake up.
Eh.
Nothing bad this time. We're okay, but it's your turn. And then she'll just lift him since he's small. She's gonna lift him up. It's your turn.
No.
And then she just goes and just collapses on her bedroll. Like, yeah, exactly. Just smack. Passed out, loud snoring.
Alright, Shush, it is now your turn. Can you roll me a perception check?
Here is a perception check. It will be a nat 1 because we are just rolling so great today.
You think you don't see anything.
Feels good. Feels good to me.
Yep.
Let me check the last couple. Let me check the last few d20 rolls. A 5, a 6, a 3, a 6, a 2, a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6.
That's why you have spells and modifiers, dude.
I know. I'm
Well,
just.
yeah. Shush, you're otherwise, other than, like, you know, you think you don't see anything. Your watch goes off without a hitch. No problems whatsoever.
Cool.
And eventually the sun does rise. Everyone, you get the benefits of a long rest. Technically, Parl is at full health, but will be walking at half speed.
Okay.
Also, it's worth noting that Thump seems empathetic to Parl walking at half speed and slows down to assist Parl. They are, after all, essentially pack birds.
They're buddies.
Yeah, they're buddies. Buddy!
Buddy! But yeah.
Their buddiness has budded already.
Buddy Coop movie. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna ask Shush, did you drink the polyform potion yet, or are you waiting?
I have drank the polyjuice potion.
Alright, you may, as per usual, it tastes absolutely vile. But, Shush's body does indeed contort and, bend in shape until he becomes, as he was before, he becomes a pudgy-faced halfling.
Oh, I definitely look intimidating like this.
And just like we discovered with Callie messing with stuff, you lose your racial features and you gain the racial features
Yes.
of the race you're.
So
now.
yes, you would lose Kinku mimicry and all those other kind of things, but in exchange, you do have, for the moment, you do have halfling luck, you do have nibble squatness.
Let me grab those.
Just so you, yeah, because that's
As
important.
As a former kobold, I can attest the halfling luck is broken.
Kobold. In
Yeah.
quotes.
Yeah.
Alright, so yes, you guys continue along your journey, Shush taking his new halfling form. It is an interesting thing for Shush in the halfling form, because like when he's a Kinku, like you don't really feel the sun beaming on your skin. But as a halfling, you absolutely feel the sun beaming on your skin, but luckily you have the ring of cold to make it so that you're not burning up. But it's like, it's a weird new sensation.
You
Ring of
know,
air
you,
conditioning.
you know what? I think I understand cloaks and hoods at now. I'm
Who
also brave, which is crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Use that.
That being said, for everyone here, I need to know who is currently leading the group, like who is directing this.
Well,
Because they will be the person. They will be the person making the perception check.
Well, I don't have the tools, unless you're just going to say, well, based on the map, do this. And
Well, you know what? The person leading the group actually should be the person making the survival check for navigating. So, that person is automatically disqualified for making a perception check, but then you'd probably elect a second person to be making perception checks to keep an eye out for things.
I mean, I'm good at both of those things, but also I think, well, okay, this is a different kind of leading, but that's what I did last. I can make the survival. I'm good at that.
I can do the
Shush
perception.
led us to Aduna.
Aduna, yeah.
Alright, so Shush, go ahead and roll me the survival with advantage because of your navigator's tool. And guys, would you like to use your passive perception, or would you prefer to use active perception?
Passive is 20 at this point.
Alright.
I'm going to rely on that here.
Alright. Survival 21. So 21 is a pass. You guys stay on a steady course until, I would say, roughly about 500 feet away. Guys, you absolutely do spot what looks like a small settlement. However, as you guys are, 500 feet away from the main goal, guys, there's another thing that you see. Give me a moment while I adjust the map. Or rather, I'm not. I'll hold off on that for one reason. As you guys are within 500 feet of the settlement, you're just like, oh, we finally made it. Digging forth out of the sand, about a good 30 feet away from where the party currently is, you see 3 giant scorpions that start running towards the party. And that's where we're going to end session for today.
Boy.
Oh,
What a weird place to end session.
Hey, we'll just start with combat next session. Isn't that fun?
I wonder if their foreheads look funny.
I wonder if their foreheads look funny. But yeah, we are going to be back to our regular schedule, so I will see you all in 2 weeks.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Ring the bell.